You've never experienced one.
Because
You don't know that.
That's true.
I don't think it's up to you, actually.
Feel it.
I feel like I would know. I'm not a guy to pass that sort of thing up, you know?
I think I'm gonna get the guy that sketched Zamira to do one of Ravine.
That's a cool name.
She's a cool character. Except for Matt hates her, but it's fine. I don't know what the full purpose of would be getting a sketch done of her since we don't play live, but it would make me happy.
Who do I hate?
Ravine.
I don't hate her.
Your character does.
My character hates her. I don't hate her.
I think he's just secretly in love with her.
Big difference there.
Even better.
Yeah, you guys
It's
are
like that schoolyard crush. He's just secretly in love with her. Boys are always mean to the girls they like.
Yep, you got me. That's it.
That's a love story I can't wait to see unfold. Because you gotta understand is that I treat that sort of thing very deliberately. I don't think black and things like that.
Whoa.
That's not happening.
Yeah, for sure not.
I will, if you don't describe it, I will, man. That's a promise. You're not gonna like it if I do it.
You don't know what Dak's into. Don't assume his kinks.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You gotta let me know, otherwise I'm going to assume.
Ravine's got all the kinks. I'm sure of it.
So there she was. A gallon of bone milk. Slathered across the saddle.
A saddle?
A saddle?
A flaming sword cast above.
Sounds more like Vegas.
I have zero idea what I'm listening to. What the hell?
It's a fucking late night.
Are we still planning on playing that this weekend?
Yeah. Unless you don't want to. You tell me no. I will do it. Half of the party is here, so.
Oh, fuck. Where's my tablet?
I'm so disorganized because I thought we were doing world building because I wasn't expecting everyone to actually make it tonight.
I mean, I probably should be doing schoolwork, but you know, D&D.
We're already here. It's too late now.
Yeah.
That's why
I wouldn't have been productive had I not played. I probably would have just turned on Twitch and trolled y'all in chat. Because I have no self-control.
You guys ever watch pimple popping videos?
Fuck no. I feel very strongly about this. Absolutely not.
Hey, are you a man of culture?
I think they're intriguing. I think they're gross.
Some of them are good.
Absolutely.
But they are intriguing.
Gross.
But there's
Some of them are great.
A primal part of me that just loves watching other people just gush.
I don't like bodily fluids.
As long as they're not mine, right?
No, I don't want to see them. I don't want to know they exist.
Like, what is it? I don't believe that's real.
You know, when they take that one curve tool and they go down the nose and just all the little...
I like the
It is
little suction
interesting.
vacuums.
Alright, that's
I'm
enough.
a big fan of when they get the little like almost
Good evening,
like
everyone, and welcome to
tweezers.
Friday Night Dice. My name's Matt, and welcome to our Wednesday night campaign, The Castaways.
We're talking about pimple popping. What the hell?
Yeah,
Fuck, Matt!
exactly. Get that shit out of here. Fucking gross.
That's what they're trying to do when they pop the pimples. They're trying to get that shit out of there.
You know what?
That's true.
The next person that talks about pimples is getting a inspiration minus to their first roll.
Chat,
I agreed with you,
You
Matt.
got our backs, chat. You're gonna give us inspirations to make up for the inspirations Matt steals wrongfully.
Pimples have pus.
All right, well, that's one for the sad boy.
Sometimes pimples have roots.
That's
as
one
well.
for his brother.
Yeah.
Want to see a puppy? Here's a puppy. Here's a puppy. Here's a puppy.
So,
Puppy, puppy.
it's Wednesday. How you guys doing?
Cystic polyps, Matt. Cystic polyps.
Wednesday-ish.
Oh, that's two for him.
This man is going
Happy
deep.
to be playing D&D with these handsome group of people.
I took a little power nap. Here we are.
There you go. I would have loved to have taken a power nap today, but my daughter decided that it was playtime. And since I'm stuck in quarantine with her,
Oh, didn't mind.
not get to do anything. Sad day.
You guys are getting nap times?
Zach just dabbed. He destroyed all bacteria.
I'm afraid that because I can work from home, I'm afraid if I got COVID, it would just be me working the same amount, except sick.
Miserable.
Yeah.
That's the way the last 2 weeks have been for me. Well, I haven't tested or popped positive or had any symptoms. I just said I was exposed, so fuck it.
Nice.
I was exposed, so not coming into work.
I have the I work from home anyway, but I have the privilege of working from home and the privilege to stay inside for 2 weeks, so I did.
My sister-in-law tested positive and they made her go back to work.
I was
What?
just about to say, I tested
Yeah.
positive, and because the rules changed and everything, they had me go back to work. It was 3 or 4 days early. And a handful of days ago, I couldn't stand up long enough to make us dinner, and today I had to flip 4 classrooms. I'm exhausted.
You
I'm
flipped
sorry.
4 whole classrooms. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, my sister-in-law, she tested positive and they said because she's vaccinated, she still has to come to work. And I was like, that doesn't make sense.
Yep,
doesn't
we have
run
that
me.
rule now too. We have a
Zero
lady that just
sense.
tested positive yesterday that was there today.
Hmm. Well,
Super sketch.
just stay out of that one.
Zach, did you change
Who's
the
a
episode title?
snowman?
Somebody better not
Is
have
that-
changed the episode title.
Is that what it's called? I thought it was Meet Your Maker.
That was last
That's
week's
last.
session.
That was last episode.
Oh, that was right. Loving Mother is this week's episode title?
Yeah?
I told you it was
I-
Target.
I hate that.
It was
Mommy?
crosshairs, man.
What? Mommy? Sorry?
Say hi.
Mommy?
Sorry.
Sorry.
Stop it right now. So, you know what? These guys want to be dicks and talk about shit that I don't like.
I didn't do anything.
Aiden and
Stop.
Hex, give us a recap of last session.
I got this. Aiden, may I?
Go on, Scholar.
Okay.
You've got the records.
Last week's session started off with a bang. We had a combat with not 1, not 2, but 3 big dragons. It was tense at times. People went down. Damage was done. I think Matt fudged a couple dice rolls to scare us a little bit, but that's okay. We came out victorious in the end.
Zamira
After
rode a
that-
dragon.
Samara did ride a dragon. Let me give you more details.
Ooh.
Kedai did some stuff. Kothar did a lot of stuff, like big stuff. Aiden was sad. Scholar tried to cheer him up. Zamira did dumb shit like she does. We then went inside, explored a little bit.
Oh no.
2 robots who don't have tear ducts learned to cry together over their dead mother.
Yikes.
Damn.
Stared at a stone woman for a while, commiserated over a stone woman, talked about the stone woman, and then Scholar gave Akari the ability to get drunk. It was a very me-centric episode, and that's the way I like it. That's it!
Sure. That's it.
That's the whole thing. The whole story.
Guys, if you want to see a better rendition of that, go and watch last week's episode. It was a good one.
Don't do it. I just covered it all.
Covered it all very blandly.
There's no need.
The job is done.
It's
So-
not letting me bet a custom amount. And I don't want to click 10 1,000 times.
We find the 5 of you in the laboratory inside the tower in the center of the ruins of High Pass. You have just long rested. Hidai has awoken, and for those of you, as you look around, you all kind of awake. Just a few more moments before Kidai does. And as you're looking over, there are vines growing across Kidai's body and wildflowers just sprouting all over her. And as you awaken Kidai, the vines just start to like seep and crawl as they dissipate almost inside of your skin.
Gone.
Scholar who has been like pretty much awake the whole night, just like Akare. I guess we probably just like kind of look at each other for 6 hours. We'll sort of it's just like in stasis mode with dead eyes. Yeah. I'll walk over and observe Kidai's vines and just sort of collect an image.
You alright, Kidai? I don't think I've seen that before.
I think it's pretty new to me, too. I think I feel okay. Do I feel okay? DM?
Who are you talking to? Who's DM?
Matt,
Who's that?
DM, I said. Yes.
No,
Yes, you feel
Oh, I know.
fine. You feel significantly stronger.
Do vines often grow from you?
I think this is the first time. I could probably will them too, but I never have before.
Are you alarmed?
Slightly. But it's kind of cool, and I feel okay, so sure, why not? You know, sometimes you just gotta roll with the punches.
Admirable.
Thank you.
I don't think it's I don't think it's a bad look. The whole vine thing really suits you.
Well, thank you. You know what it makes me want to do, actually? Vines would make really cool tattoos.
You're not wrong.
If you need a tattoo, I believe I could potentially accommodate. I've never tried, but I do think my hands may be precise enough.
I think we may work on that later, if you have time. You know, a little bit of downtime.
Certainly, when we have time. In the meantime, Kidai, I do not mean to interrupt your reverie, but I couldn't help but notice something last night. I hope you do not mind.
Sure, what's up?
Your book is an academic text.
It is.
Are you interested in academic matters?
I'm trying to be better about it. There was this one really, really helpful chapter that just literally listed every animal ever with pictures, and now I know everything and I can change into everything.
Nope. It's not there. Did not happen.
I said it, it's canon.
Nope.
Kidai, I hope you do not mind, but I took a liberty last night while you were resting.
Sure, what's that?
I will pull out a golden, sort of a fashioned golden headband that goes all the way around with small little diamond studs, probably zirconium of some kind. And I'll say, this may serve as some kind of shortcut if you are interested in matters of academy. Place it on your head and, well, you may observe a difference.
I will do so.
Does require, I think it requires attunement.
Attunement. Let me check.
It's called
What's
the
it called?
Headband of Intellect.
It raises your intelligence to 19.
Oh, nice.
Sorry, it sets it at 19. There's a difference.
Sorry, 1 second. Beautiful. We love to see it. Well, thank you, Scholar. It's beautiful. You did an excellent job. Did you make this?
I did.
It's gorgeous. Yeah, we're gonna definitely revisit that tattoo in a little while. Well, I mean, then I don't really see a need for this book, but I feel like it could benefit you. You know, the book made me smarter, so I feel like, as an empath, the book could benefit you.
I do have an interest in literature, but if it is your book, that is fine. This is simply a gift.
Well, then this is my gift to you.
Say no more. I accept. I hope you do not mind. I have a slightly selfish reason for sharing this headband. I find that academic ideas are best discussed in pairs, and I hope to share knowledge with you, and to receive yours in return.
I would love that. I love the idea of a little book club sort of thing. Works for me.
Absolutely. I will warn you, the effects are not necessarily permanent. If you remove the headband, the effects will leave you.
Okay, that makes sense. If I ever need a break from all the brains, that makes sense. That'll help.
It can be tiring at times, yes.
It can.
Thank you, Kita.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Scholar.
Got him!
Oh, Matt, I'm keeping the chapter about the animals.
There's no chapter about
I'm
the
keeping
animals.
Yes, there was. You said it before anybody. You said that there was a chapter about every animal ever, and I said, "Did it have pictures?" And you said yes.
Did
And then
not
you
say
realized what
that.
you said, and you backtracked.
I did not.
So I'm keeping
No,
that
You said it in front of God and everybody,
Those
and
words
in front of
myself.
God and everybody.
Those words never came out of my mouth.
Too bad they did. So I'm
Oh,
keeping that.
Guess what?
But
I'm
he's
the
got a
DM
book.
overruled.
No. Objection, Your Honor.
I will, after I accept the book, I will turn to Akari. I'll say, Akari, if you don't
Yeah.
mind, I have also taken a liberty.
Oh boy.
And I will pull out a necklace, which I need to look up the description for. But it's a necklace with probably like a ruby or something and like a silver chain. I don't know, the internet's going kind of slow, so I can't pull up the picture. But I will hand over a periapt of wound closure to Akare.
Nice.
This may seem gratuitous, but I find that your survival is important, and this will help in that regard.
I think I'll have to, I'll have to swap between crashing waves and this, but if we're not anywhere near water, it's not like the sword's gonna do much. So
I understand, but it is yours to use for as long as you see fit. Also, I was right, it's definitely a ruby.
Kita, whenever you're ready.
Yeah. You're gonna have to kind of fill me in on what the plan was, but that was
Casting
Alyssa. I mean, obviously.
Greater
It's just-
restoration on Astoria.
Okay, then I will do that.
Before we do that, because I forgot to do it at the start of the session, Alyssa, would you like to tell stream about your new wild shape?
Yes. Give me 1 second. Where is it in wild shapes or is it?
It should be under your wild shapes. You just need to search for it. I'll send you the link for it one more time.
Okay.
There you go. It's in the Discord chat.
Okie dokie. Spirit of Maeve. How do you want me to read this? Just as a stat block?
It's up to you.
Okay. Large elemental neutral, AC 16. Hit points 126. Speed 30. Burrow 30. I'll skip over vulnerabilities, resistance, immunities. Earth Glide. Elemental can burrow through non-magical unmarked stone. While doing so, the elemental doesn't disturb the material it moves through. Multi-attack has 2 Vine attacks. Vine is a +8 to hit, reach 10 feet, 1 target, 2d8 plus 5 bludgeoning damage. Wrath of the Forest. You target an area you can see within 60 feet of you. Roots and Vine begin to overtake everything within a 20-foot cube. Every creature in the area must make a DC 14 strength saving throw or be restrained by the roots, taking 1d6 piercing damage at the start of each turn. A creature restrained by this may take an action to repeat the saving throw to attempt to break free. This area is considered difficult terrain, and a creature makes 1d6 every 5 foot of movement they take through the vine. Damn. Immune to poison, exhaustion. Nice. All right. Love it.
He's like, whatever I can do to get her to not turn into elementals.
That is an elemental.
Maybe. Girl, I can do both. So, yes, then that would mean I'm seeing greater restoration.
Okay. Do you have 1,000 or 100 gold pieces of diamond dust?
Notes. I have diamonds, I guess. So how can I make them into diamond dust?
The short answer is yes, you can.
I'm sure we split this among the party, but my notes say that from somewhere along we have 900 diamonds. So
Oh no. Those are just the diamonds that we have collectively sliced off to you for things like Revivify.
okay, Kothar, will you help me pound these diamonds until they are dust?
Sure.
Scholar will go and get in his in front of where Astoria is. I will sort of get down on my knees and sort of sit in a comfortable kneeling position in front of the statue.
Before we attempt to smash diamonds, because diamonds are extremely hard to smash, even with brute force, I will remind you guys that you have an artificer that has every tool in the world.
I was in the middle of about to ask him.
Okay.
My hand will become a mortar and pestle.
No!
And I will, I'll pull out the all-purpose tool, which is in my wrist or whatever, and smash the diamond dust.
Do I have a cheese grater?
Actually, yes, I do. It's part of my cooking tools.
That's what I was gonna ask. Yeah, you do that, and then I'll do my best with my cheese grater.
The backside of my right flank turns into a cheese grater if you need it.
Oh no.
What's the check, Matt?
There's no check. If you have a jeweler's kit, you can just turn diamonds to dust.
Yes, I do have that, and I'm super proficient.
Yes. Oh, and I should say if you're proficient with it, so yes.
I have expertise. So I will... and then put, 5 perfectly lined up, how much is it, 500 gold? I'll just line up, 5 portions of diamond dust.
100 gold pieces. But however much you would like to grind up for her.
Yeah, I'll grind up 100 gold worth of diamonds very quickly.
Nice. Good job. And then it says at least 100 gold pieces. Can we put a little extra in for some insurance?
How much extra would you like to add?
I don't know. What do you guys think?
Whatever. Yeah, I mean, you're the spellcaster, Keto. Whatever you feel is.
125?
Sure.
Sure. Works for me.
Grind up the extra.
And then I guess we're ready.
I'll say, Akari.
Yeah.
Regardless of all that comes after, I am grateful.
Me too.
Neil.
I will begin to cast Greater Restoration. Why am I nervous?
So, as Akari leads the 5 of you back up the tower into the brig, or not the brig, the hole, the upper rooms of the tower in the city of Elzora, to the Doornest holding chamber, where Astoria's stone body lays frozen in time. The expression of screaming pain on her face as she reaches towards the sky. Hidai, you approach with your diamond dust in hand. And as you begin waving your hands through the air and toss the diamond dust, and it kind of falls, as it begins to fall over, begins to shine with a bright green as the light from your magic begins to refract off the dust. And it settles on Astoria's skin. And as it does, small vines begin to grow from the dust, as if you spread a bit of soil over the top of her. And as the vines begin to overtake her body, wildflowers begin to sprout. And as the wildflowers begin to sprout, the vines dig into the stone, as it begins to crack. You can see bits of green light begin to escape from the inside as the stone cracks. And eventually, as it begins to fall away, you can see the pale olive skin of the elf on the other side. Eventually, the stone off crumbles, and Astoria falls to her feet, seemingly unpetrified, before the 5 of you.
Catch her as she falls. I assume I'm right there, so I just want to help her down.
Just
kind of
just look.
Inhales a deep breath as if she hasn't had one in a while. Where am I? Who are the four of you I recognize? For a brief moment, I thought I saw you just a second ago.
Oh, my name is Kidai. I think you might have seen us, but I don't think that I'm the one that's supposed to answer all of your questions. Are you okay? Are you feeling stable?
You see her, like, grip her head. And as you can see, like, a look of shock and horror goes across her face. I remember everything. It's hard to explain, but it's as if I was conscious the whole time I was frozen in stone. Unable to breathe, able to move. It was horrible. It was like I was constantly drowning, couldn't move. But was never greeted with death.
I'm very sorry you went through that.
Real quick, DM.
Hmm?
When we designed the shroud, I would know if something was able to see through the shroud. Is the story able to see through the shroud?
As far as you can tell, she can't. She's looking around and she kind of peers over her shoulder just a bit to see Scholar in the back. And she just kind of like throws her weight on you, Kidai, to kind of help herself stand up.
Oh yeah, I'll help her.
What are you? Who are you?
In due time. I believe I am
No.
the person.
Now, you look like something of mine.
I most definitely am. But there is another who must answer these questions. And I'll turn and look very pointedly at Akari. Not aggressively, but just look at Akari.
He's made in my image. Because I was the first.
Turns to
And
look
I'll
at
drop
you
the
and
shroud.
has like a puzzled look on her face, but then as you drop the shroud, her eyes go wide. And you have a bit of changes to you, the bits of the armor that have been added on and fashioned in, but there's still the skeletal underneath that she instantly recognizes. And she shoves Kidai with almost such a force that it almost knocks you off your feet, Kidai, and runs and throws her arms around you. And tears are just pouring down her face.
I'm afraid that somewhere along the way I got damaged. I'm not...
Don't worry, we
I
can
don't-
fix you. I can fix you, my boy. And okay, it's so glad to see you.
I'm afraid I'm not your son. Not presently, not currently.
She looks puzzled and stares back at you. I don't understand.
I fell from the sky, broken. Only one arm was left, and some people took me in. A tribe of people, and I became their protector. I'm afraid those memories are gone for now. Scholar's been, I'll indicate towards Scholar. He's got most of the knowledge of what happened to me and the rest of how there's more of us.
as you're kind of talking, she's like running her hands along the like dented and broken and scuffed pieces of your metal. She kind of like looks up. And she turns back, looks at Scholar. How? I only made one. And it was only to be one.
There were others who had different plans.
And you see like the anger grow in her face. I know who you speak of. The ones who stole my boy from me.
Fortunately, that wrong has been righted. Here and now. It will take some explaining, but if you have time, when you are rested, I will explain my side of the story. Or rather, the dummy talk side of the story. I no longer affiliate with the oligarchy.
You see her eyes like narrow as she stares back at you. And how can I be so sure?
With current evidence, I don't believe you can.
And you can see she's like positioning herself between you and Akari to where anything were to happen, she's in the way.
My lady, I assure you, I mean no harm.
And I assure you that I trust nothing made by the oligarchy.
If it is any comfort, my lady. We have not associated with the Dematok oligarchy in some 100 years. Not since the day that... Well, I believe it was the day you turned to stone and 80001 fell. But I do understand your suspicion. There is much to explain.
She turns back to look at you, Akari. Have there been any others? Other survivors of the city?
We haven't gotten that far. I don't know. But there was the journal, and I'll pull out the diary. This is what started me on finding you. And we think that there's a camp to the north. Well, actually, it's to the west, isn't it?
To the
Technically.
west.
Whatever, yeah, to the west.
Northwest.
Calls itself Ophila. We think a lot of survivors or their offspring live there. But it's complicated. Suppose I'll try to start you at the top. Your city landed on an island that is being under the watchful eye of a positively massive dragon, and it threatens anything that tries to leave. It was our goal to take this thing on so we can get out of here. But we've met with 2 other towns that are opposed to Ophila, or at the very least extremely distrustful. And my experiences thus far here have led me and my friends to throw in with one of those towns as our temporary home here. So if anybody from here still exists there and they can't understand the scope of the scenario, I won't be involved. I'll just pass on by.
You see her kind of like stare down at the book as you're talking. That's Torsion's diary. Did he survive the fall?
I don't know. I presume because of the way he's written in it, he's at least existed on this island at some point.
But no longer does?
I don't know. Wasn't Torsion, DM real quick, because my notebook's over there. Wasn't Torsion a human?
No, they were both Elven.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. No, you're correct. Torsion was...
Yep.
Human.
It's been a...
Oh,
I
hold on.
think it's been a long...
No, I was correct the first time. They're both Elven. I guess I'd have to go back and fucking... How many...
I got my notes.
Both Elven.
Okay. It's possible he survived and still lives in Ophila, but I don't know how the journal got into the hands of what was essentially a traitor. And then passed to me. You would think he would have kept it. A question, Scholar, if you don't mind, because I'm trying to connect the dots, probably same as her. Can you tell her your maker's name? See if she knows him.
Vikas Siver.
You see her head like snap back and look at you, back at you. Vile wretch of a man. Human
Who was
filth.
I do not disagree. His inclination was to use us as tools, which, now that we have separated from that distinction, we are most glad to be free of it. We have fled from Seville and the oligarchy for some time now, and finally found a measure of safety here, in this world.
How long has it been, Scholar? Because if he's a human, he's probably long dead.
It's been several hundred years, but the oligarchy remains. Though I admit I am not as knowledgeable of their goings-on now that we are on an entire different plane of existence. If I may, Astoria, I have a story to tell you.
Kind of looks around. If it's all the same to you, I haven't eaten in a few hundred years. Let's find some food first.
As you wish.
Kita's got cheese.
She kind of
I do have cheese.
throws her arm over your shoulder, Akari. Anakai, will you please help me downstairs?
Of course.
She kind of leads you guys back to the laboratory, that same one that has the reverse door that seemingly leads upstairs. But as you guys reverse the polarity of the gravity and find yourselves back on the main floor, instead of walking back out the opposite way, she turns and walks to a wall and holds her hand against it. And as you watch, the wall begins to kind of like and forms into a new doorway and leads to a secret passage. Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
And she leads you guys down about 5-10 minutes through these winding halls before coming to a large gathering area of sorts. These large picnic-esque tables kind of laid out in a cafeteria-style room.
Secret picnic hall.
Well, there is another door entering from here, but this door appears as you guys walk through it. Secret tunnels that connect the different rooms. ones that are only known and accessed by the Duranest family. I can give you a layout later if you guys spend much time here.
I think we'd appreciate that. I don't know how much time we'll be spending now. We got a bit of a timeline we're on.
That's Kothar, by the way.
Oh, hi, Kothar. Sorry, don't know if we've been properly introduced. I'm not the brains of the operation, but
She kind of
The
gives like
white one over there is Zamira.
a short head nod to the two of you. Astoria Duranest.
pleasure to make your acquaintance finally.
I'll just kind of salute her.
Let me see. That's what it is. Astoria will kind of... Everyone please take a seat, and... I know there's food here. Just need to find... Well,
1,000-year-old stale-ass lembas bread.
need to find the right ingredients. She kind of like
We'll
looks
put it-
around and shifts through the various different corners. Eventually, this will do. And she brings back a massive bowl that is like encrusted with gems and made of platinum and various different inlaid golden lines. And Astoria will cast Hero's Feast. So as the bowl disintegrates in her hand and begins to glow bright gold, she just kind of juts outwards, and as she does, a massive feast is summoned before you guys on the table.
Ugh.
You're muted. Sorry.
I'm just saying it. I said to myself, Emma's in shambles over here. Just suffering.
Well,
Oh, look at the food.
looks. I'll lean over to Akari. Can you do that?
No?
Oh. I'll lean over to Kidai. Can you do that?
It takes me a much greater amount of time.
All right, understood.
A small token of my gratification for saving me from my imprisonment. When you can't move, and you're left to your thoughts for a few hundred years, things tend to go dormant. The hunger pains were probably the first thing I tried to blot out. The sense of drowning
Yikes.
never went away. You know, one of the things that was really annoying was the feeling that I could never blink.
Ooh.
My eyes were just constantly hurt. But all I could see was black. So each of you may partake of the Hero's Feast, and you may each roll your 2d10 to add to your hit point maximum for the next 24 hours.
Ooh.
Damn.
You also have advantage on all wisdom saving throws. You are immune to poison and being frightened.
Damn.
5 and 5. I get 10.
Nice.
2 and 3, I got 5.
I
Four
got
and
7
four.
and
Right.
9 for a 16, baby.
Yo.
We both rolled a 7 and a 9.
Oh.
Twinsies.
What you got, Akari?
Double fours.
I will sit somewhat like awkwardly, like not eating the food at all because I don't eat, but I'll sit near Astoria and just sort of like posture straight up, hands in my lap. So, if it's acceptable, I can talk while you eat.
It will take us an hour to get through this, so yes, by all means, please.
Get it to go back.
I simply wish to provide context to my presence and explain what we have become. We were indeed created by Civale all that time ago, and for a time we did serve without question whatever Civale's whim was. I am CD003. We consider ourselves to be the third generation, which of course followed the second generation, the B series, which of course followed the first generation, the A series, of which there is only one member. No, I'll put my hand over point to Akari. We were created to be weapons of war, as I imagine offends you greatly. The B series was a failure of sorts. It was strong. It was sturdy, but it was not flexible, as AD001 was created to be. It was not perfect. The C series was a step closer. We were nimble and intelligent, capable of a great many things. I was one of 12 C-Series units created, and the 12 C-Series units in turn created generations of Metalborn, as we call ourselves, that followed. Many thousands. We, of course, were created for war until the day the serpent came. Till the day you were turned to stone and AD001 was sent across the plains to land here. Something changed in that battle and we were freed, many of us. Most of us fled. Some stayed with the oligarchy. Most of us fled. In time, we formed a society of such. Though we were hunted. And so we fled here to Staria. These are simply details. What is important is that our city is called New Elzora, after the city from which you hail. And in our newfound freedom, we had many questions. Questions of faith, of creation. Many of us began to look to AD001 as a progenitor, and AD001's creator as just that, a creator. You, Historia, though you are mortal, are considered among the new people of the people of New Elzora to be a deity of sorts. And I myself, I count myself among them. It's okay, petrification cough, it happens.
Kind of looks you down, her eyes focusing on the scuff, the burn marks, the scratches. Say you're not a weapon of war? Your scars say otherwise.
I cannot deny the purpose for which I was created. But I no longer claim that to be my primary purpose. And indeed, though I was created as a weapon of war, my primary purpose is as a creator, a designer, a tinkerer. That is why I was given the name Scholar.
It is an interesting story, to say the least. If this city exists as you say it does, I'd love to see it one day. But I don't want to see it to be worshipped by its inhabitants.
I'm
Just want to
afraid
know that something of mine, my creation, was turned into something good.
it is good. Of this, I can guarantee you. It is a city of thought, of peace. But I'm afraid matters of deification, unfortunately, are out of your hands. They will look to you for guidance.
Then I won't tell them who I am.
I myself have questions.
Say you are a creator.
After a fashion.
That's all I am. A simple creator. She motions towards Akare. And he was my greatest creation. And one of my final ones.
Nobody at this table is what they were made for.
I agree. But your legacy stretches farther than one metalborn. There are thousands who would look to you for guidance. A civilization built on the hope that one day you might give us context and perspective on what it means to be. We have no answers, for we are fully capable of determining that any answer we gave ourselves would be only a hope.
Hate to burst your bubble and be the bearer of bad news, but I don't have an answer for you. I created AD-001. Created my son. Poured everything, a piece of my soul into creating him. He's more than a construct. He's a piece of me. A piece of his father.
My lady, in my eagerness, I have pushed too far. I apologize.
She turns to look at you, Akare. You've been quiet.
I never thought I'd get this far.
What do you mean?
I was happy with my new life, with my life. But fate, it seems, has a way of twisting things. I never dreamed of a moment like this where I could be not alone as I look at Scholar. And not without my past as I look at her.
Kind of puts her hand on your shoulder. My boy, you were never alone. Takes her other hand and puts it on your chest. I've always been with you.
And even though we are all here, it doesn't change what we need to do. That serpent came for my people, made them in stone as you were. I was spared because, I don't know, I suppose I'm either immune to it or it had such a vendetta against me that it knew that was going to be the most effective form of suffering. But now we have a chance to undo it. And in order to get closer to that, we have to take on this Zeltroif, this demon that watches over the island. Our plan hasn't changed. I'm quiet because I'm waiting to get moving.
But where are you going to go? I just got you back.
Well, I think the plan was to swing by Ophila. We didn't think we'd pick you up along the way. We were going to swing by Ophila and see if they were going to be of any help, of any use, and if not, press onward for the fight. Because there's a window coming up in, I forget how many days, but a card will say the number of days. That'll be the window when we can potentially strike.
And what happens in 6 days when this... What do you do?
As far as we know, that's when Ophila offers up a sacrifice in his honor or reverence, whatever it may be. And it's when he'll be least expecting it. And it's a time when we can strike. And we don't have much going in, except for the big guy over there. But somehow I think we have almost everything we need. And I've got to go do this, so we can get off this island. Because now that you're back, I know that the others can be too.
The others? How many others?
The tribe that took me in, the Azari people. A couple hundred strong.
I can't imagine what you did for me would be easy to do for that many people.
Doesn't matter, I'm getting it done. And I need to be better. Better than AD ever was. Because the serpent's gonna come back. And when it does this time, I'm not gonna lose.
Stan?
I was hoping with Scholar here, I could be faster and stronger than possible. And some presence took me in on this planet, gave me the ability to do things almost adjacent to what she can do. So look at Kidai. But I admit I don't understand it. But I'll take all the help I can get. What will you do?
Wherever you guys are going, I'm going. I'm not losing you again.
Well, I have an idea. I'm sure you understand my perspective. I don't have the connection to you that Scholar does. I don't have the memories for it. So if Ophila turns out to be potentially survivors from here, why don't you walk on in and see if you can find Torsion?
If your memory cores were damaged, I could try and repair them.
I don't know if we have the time for that. But if you want to take a look.
If I may. My lady, I told you I am a creator. And it is true. I spent many years studying 8001 and recreating your grandchildren and great-grandchildren, if you will allow me to say that, in his image. I am an expert, the expert in his and our construction. Together, we may be able to accomplish more than we could alone, given time. It is perhaps possible, if you would allow me to suggest, we could construct or design something with the technology available here that could assist both in Ophila and beyond.
Would assist with restoring his memories.
Of course, if it is what AT-001 wishes.
She kind of like... She gives like a small smirk of confidence and stares back at you, and as she like flicks her fingers, these small little arcs of electricity come off of her fingers. And what makes you think I need your help?
I will raise my hand and snap it up, and just in like the barest expression of arrogance, will turn every single one of my tools into every single one of my fingers into a very complicated tool with like leveling mechanisms and like screwdrivers and like pneumatic gauges. Say, I do not bear the limitations of flesh. It is a gift that you imparted me.
Make a performance check at advantage.
Nice. We take those. +0. Let's go. This is 16.
She like raises one eyebrow and stares back at you. It's impressive.
I say without false confidence that I am competent and am well versed in your work. You may not trust me. You may not accept the image I hold of you, but nonetheless, I would be honored if you would let me work beside you and assist.
When he's ready.
It's gonna be weird. And I'll probably regret saying this. So, without emotion, whenever I regain some of my memories, but I need to have the strength of AD and the strength of Akari if I win. Let's do it.
You'd certainly try. It may be a lengthy process.
We don't have long, but whatever you can accomplish. I don't know. I apologize in advance for if I change.
If everyone is eating, we could head back to the lab then. I'm sure there is enough leftover remnants of my tools and materials there that I should be able to repair or at least somewhat restore your memory.
I will nod and stand up and begin walking whenever everybody starts walking, but I want to pull out like a piece of parchment and start sketching a diagram of something that I'd like to propose to Astoria.
Like what she looks like, essentially?
No, a modification to Akari
Oh, okay.
that I'd like to propose. Or myself, even.
He leads you guys back through the twisting hallways back to the lab. Well, I think we need to be up there, actually. And she walks over and just presses the button. You guys just flung with the gravity reversed back to the other side of the lab. Over here, please. She walks over to the table, pulls up a small little chair, and sets it below it. She just starts rummaging through the desk and eventually pulls out a few different tools. Small little screwdriver and a like all-purpose tool, basically.
If I may, I am afraid to take too much of your attention in your freshly awakened state, but if I may ask Akari, the creature that guards this island, what is the primary obstacle to completion of your task?
Guys? A weakness, probably. A chink in the armor. Or just a lot more strength. But I'll be honest, I don't know.
She's like sitting there and like slowly unscrewing the back of the plate that's over the back of Akari's head. But
I want to pull out quickly, when that's asked by Scholar, I'll pull out the book and put a memory of when Zeldroif attacked when we first came to the island, so that he gets a visual. And 14-foot wingspan memes aside, that's a mountain of a man we're gonna have to kill.
I'll look at the image. It is as I expected. There is a technology that allows two things to be rejoined, connected, on a quantum.
Stop it.
level. And I'll pull out a mock-up of the like returning infusion, which allows like a weapon to return to your hand, right? It's an artificial infusion. I'll pull up just pull out a mock-up, like maybe like two like pieces of metal that are bound to each other on a quantum level that I've tinkered with, right? Saying perhaps a modification could be made that allowed us to replicate this effect on a larger scale and bind this Zeldroif, perhaps not stationary, but less mobile. Perhaps if a device was implanted, it could be used to hold him in place. DM, I don't know if this is possible. Can I make a check? I don't know.
Make a tinkerer's roll for me, just to see if something like this, if you'd have the knowledge to build something like this.
The biggest earth mind.
Ooh, that's not great. Hold on. That's a fifth. Wait. No, that's not bad. That's a 19. Rolled a 6 for a 19.
Something like that could, with the right materials and time, be built.
I have an idea of what kind of time?
It's hard to judge, and depending on who's working on it, how much time you're pouring into it, and what materials you have.
I'll ask Astoria. My lady.
And she just kind of like looks over the shoulder, and she's like tinkering with the back of his like head plate and like starting to like pull and pluck at different wires and stuff on the back of his head, and she's not even looking. Like she knows the in and out of Akari, like it's the back of her hand. Then she like looks back over at the book. It would have to be pretty sizable for something that large.
Something.
That's what she said.
It would have to be something mobile, I'm afraid.
I think you'd have to have an anchor point and something that you'd plant on him.
I agree. Magnetism would be too weak. Quantum, or interplanar, as one might say, would be the preferred method, but I'm not sure how to accomplish it on such a grand scale. It's a theory.
And where would you put it? Because it would have to be within range to keep him anchored to it, but far enough away or out of sight enough that he wouldn't know where it is to destroy it.
There's only one place I'm going to find this answer.
Perhaps.
Matt, I'll try to cut short because I can either look through the diary for 20 minutes. The pylons that anchored the city across the plains
Mm-hmm.
would be the perfect place. I'll just ask, what about I forget the name of them.
The transient pylons.
Mm. I'll just say it out loud.
She like stops and there's like a little zap in the back of your head. I didn't. The transient pylons could be refashioned into an anchor of sorts.
But that would mean you never go home.
Home is wherever you are.
No.
Robot man cries.
Yikes. Why is it hurt?
I know I seem a little focused on you, but I do hope that your brother survived.
I don't know anything about Kalu beyond the name.
When I'm a little more rested, I'll reach out, see if I can find him. But back to what you were asking. The transient pylon, with the right amount of knowledge and time put into it, we could fashion something that anchored, could use them as an anchor to keep something within a perpetual state of not being able to essentially wouldn't be able to leave this plane, and we could dial in the amount of distance before the transient pylon would return him to the point where he's anchored.
A perfect idea. The question remains how to embed it and what to embed.
That's... Oh, I wish Torjin was here. He knows much more about the pylons than I do. They are his invention, of course.
Well, we've got the method of injection. We got Kothar.
Kothar the Injector.
I mean, if you have something you need stuck on Zeltra, just hand it to me. I'll make sure it gets to a place we can't reach it. Like a little small area, you back, you know? That's always like, just like, right out of reach.
Yeah, that's the part that I was thinking of as well.
Yeah.
Up your butt and around the corner. As the kids say.
Perhaps a trip. I do not mean to impose, but perhaps Torjin is the person to speak to then, and perhaps the trip to Ophelia is doubly justified.
Do you know that he's there? Like, you see like a
No clue.
visible excitement come across her face.
No clue, but he's written in that journal since coming here. So he's on the island. Somewhere. If at all.
I will remind you, the last journal entry that you found explicitly wrote out Torjin was leaving his people to go and petition a sense of a treaty or a wave a white flag of sense to Zeltroy to help his people, to protect them.
Yep, totally knew that. I'll mention that to her.
Went to meet with that beast.
Yeah, and that's why I'm thinking that the deal that the other towns think Ophilia struck with him is the one he proposed.
I can't imagine Torjin would willingly offer up mortal sacrifices. His people. I mean, look around you. Look at what he did for his people.
I don't like it either, but back against the wall. I think unless anyone has an objection, we press on to a filler when we're done here.
Scholar, if you are helping with the memory core adjustment, roll a Tinker's check for me, please. And I will let you roll with advantage because I do not have, and for the life of me, I've been searching for the last 10 minutes, cannot find Astoria's stat block, so I don't know what her modifier is.
Nice. I rolled a 6 again for a 19.
At advantage?
5 and a 6, baby.
There's a moment as
When
they're
I
kind
nail
of...
it, I'm gonna nail it, dude.
There's a moment as they're talking, Akare, and something clicks in the back of your mind. And it's like your eyes were shut off for a second, kind of like whenever just instantly the world fades to black. But there's a familiar feeling where you can hear the sounds of the wind blowing through the canyons and the rolling fields outside the door. And then, almost as if you opened your eyes for the very first time, a blinding light as the sun peers in through a window in the back of the room. The silhouette of a woman being shined and outlined by the sun. And as you're kind of leaning against the back of a work table, you can see the warm, very much younger face of Astoria, with tears rolling down her eyes and a large smile across her face as she's like backing away from you. And then you're brought back to the present. Well, did that do anything? I
saw you. It was...
Or anything?
I saw you. It was a face of joy. If I had to guess, it would be the moment that you finished with me.
That is my most fond memory.
Nice.
Just stop.
Yikes.
I didn't even say anything.
That's your mom, dude.
I didn't mean to say it that way, but then yep.
That is one of my most fond and treasured memories.
I don't think we have time to spare to continue. At some point later, when we've won. One point Scholar's gonna land like what? What's your max you can land? Like 35 or something?
34.
Yeah.
34.
You're gonna land a 34
33.
and I'm gonna be like, I remember everything. I'm gonna have flashbacks from Nam.
The whole session will just be a flashback of the car rated as 80001.
Let's get a move on. We're burning time.
Man, so much dorky shit I want to get done while we're in the lab. Save it for the downtime.
Are you... So where are we going?
West.
Can I
Go
gather a
fill
few things?
Of course.
You watch her walk over and walks to a cabinet, and as she opens up the cabinet, the back of it is just the stone wall. And once again, she places her hand on it, and it opens up, and there are a few different gizmos and gadgets in there, and she kind of takes them and fashions herself with a set of, like, very... For everyone's theater of mind, she puts on a set of very lavish mithril armor. She takes a long blade that's kind of curved and then slightly etches at the end and slings it across her back. Wherever you go, I shall follow. I won't lose you again, and I won't let someone take you again.
I'll just start going. Scholar, will you get us out of the defenses here?
Of course. I'll boop, boop, boop my way on out.
You need someone to show you the way. I could show you an easier way. You don't remember I did help build this place.
My lady, I am afraid there are changes since last you saw it.
She looks around. Looks about the same as I left it. Maybe a little bit jostled. Please lead the way.
And so I shall. The Loxolite heart I have. Would I know, based on my tinkering with the various robots around here, robots, would I know if there are Loxolite hearts within the various golems that are patrolling the city?
100% there are.
Okay. So it could be, the Loxolite heart I have could be used to replicate that in some way.
In some form.
Okay, that's all I got. Just lead him out.
She kind of follows all of you guys, and you guys exit back out into the streets of High Pass. The sun is now high in the sky, and it's a clear day. Where are you heading?
To Ophila.
Yeah, to a filler.
Bring Mom on a ride in the new station wagon.
As you guys trek across the easily led outside the city of Elzora by your new compatriot and scholar, and as you're kind of like walking through, Storia just kind of looks around. That's where your cousins and Alu went to school. She like points towards the abbey where you guys went, and you found the library underneath. And you guys are keep continuing a little bit further. And
That's where I had my first kiss.
she points towards the infirmary where you guys found the secret laboratory underneath, and that's where Fulgrath used to work, the doctor. Everything looks so strange. Never would have imagined seeing the city in such a state. I hope, pray that everybody made it out. You can see like tears just streaming down her face as she like looks at the different homes laying in shambles, the destroyed ruins of the infirmary, the abbey, the different transient pylons, and how the ground around them has just been pummeled into sand and dust from the gravitational pulls. The massive amounts of vines that are growing over all of the ruins.
Did you know a guy named Barbaros? He was associated with the library.
Sorry, the library.
The one where he didn't have a brochure for us for the god of kitchen utensils.
Yeah, baby.
You see the look on her face. Don't know what you're talking about. What library?
There's one underneath. I don't remember exactly which building it was.
It was the Abbey.
Okay. Yeah, there's a library underneath the Abbey there, and he's kind of the keeper, I guess.
There's no library beneath. Not
Guys?
in your father's design.
Oh, there's one now.
Do we have time? Can you show me?
Sure. We'll go over to the Abbey, and I can't remember exactly what we did to get in there, but I think we just like went down the trapdoor. And...
There was an altar at the end of the ruined
Yep.
chapel, and you guys found a trapdoor there.
Yep. There's gonna be no trapdoor. Watch. We'll go over there.
You lead her over to the Abbey, and she kind of looks at it, and she's like running her hands across the steps that kind of lead up into the chapel. I used to climb these steps every day to drop Kalu off to school. Anyways, please show me.
We'll mosey over to where the trapdoor was.
Take her over to the altar, and the altar is still moved, and the trapdoor's still there. It's okay. As you open the trapdoor
go down.
and familiar sight, it descends into blackness. But if you remember, whenever you descended into the library, the trapdoor, the ladder that led downwards seemingly ended about 10 feet above and never reached the actual ground.
Oh, that's right.
This one stops at the ground, and as you turn around, there's just an empty antechamber there with what appears to be the entrance to a crypt.
Incorrect.
Excuse me?
Just kidding.
This isn't a library. Are you sure you aren't more damaged? Do I need to take a look deeper into your
I
inner
mean, you can
workings?
ask all of them, excluding Scholar.
No, there
we-
was definitely a library down here and some demons. Sorry, devils. Like a whole garden.
Did we take a wrong turn?
It's just
We
a
got on the
crypt.
wrong ladder.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe was there another ladder? Was there another
climb.
floor?
DM, did we climb the wrong shaft?
It's the same one you went down.
Nice.
Roger that. First time it was spoken for like an hour, she just chuckles at my stupid joke. Well, it doesn't really matter. It was in that library that we... The reason why we've got the timeline of 28 days is there's a total eclipse. Evidently. I can't remember what was associated with the total eclipse because I didn't write in my notes, but there's a total eclipse in 28 days, and that is what gave us our timeline. I think it was just when he was going to be weakest, but I don't
Yeah.
remember.
I think,
Oh.
did Altosia tell us that?
Nope. I think that was in a book. Well, no, yeah, I don't know. Could have been Altosia.
Altosia
Or it was
the
in a
one-
book.
Altosia was the one who shared it with you.
Okay. I just have it under my high pass notes because.
Don't know what you saw here. The only library that's ever been a part of the city is in the main tower.
I think it's kind of a moot point because we don't really have time to figure it out.
Shall we head to Ophila then?
Yep. Just get more flashbacks on the way out.
Kira, would you mind summoning the rock?
Yeah, I can absolutely do that. I mean, maybe not down here, but
No, obviously.
Maybe
We'll climb
we
back up.
give her a heads up first.
I'll climb up first. I'll go super duper fast. And the rock will be waiting for us at the top. We've introduced the rock to Scholar, right? Scholar's seen the rock
Yeah,
before?
he's written on it.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
cool.
wrote it yesterday.
I was just double checking that I didn't need to let him know first.
Maybe her though.
Come up with the top letters. My drive is my power.
Oh, true. I will yell down after myself after coming up. We're gonna take a big bird to Ophila. He's very nice. His name is Dwayne. Again, he's nice. Large bird, very large.
Kind of like exits out, and she's like, "What the?
Large bird, very
Where did that
large.
come from?"
I forgot to give you a heads up. But this is Dwayne.
You've
He's our
named
good
it.
buddy.
You've tamed it.
I
You.
didn't. Did I? I don't think I tamed it. It comes from this token that no,
Oh,
he
that's
just
just
kind of
just
pops
something.
up. But he's our friend.
He came pre-tamed. Don't worry.
Pre-tamed. That's a good word. Thank you, Kothar.
Things of this world
And
will
he-
never cease to astonish me.
Anyway,
Yep. That's exactly what it is.
So as you guys all board Dwayne and begin riding off northwest towards the city of Ophila, that's where we're gonna take our break.
okie dokie.
Huzzah!
Sorry for
Alright,
taking
Hex.
up all your time with nerdy shit.
No, you're good.
Back to work with you.
Yeah, fuck, guys.
I'm so sad you're gonna miss the combat.
And me losing
Uh,
25,000 channel points.
I designate Aiden to run his metal brother, Scholar.
Roger
His
that. I
metal
played a few
brother.
artificers.
Just his metal grandson.
Guys, don't go nowhere. We'll be back here in a couple minutes. We are going to take a short break, grab some food, grab some water, settle in. There might be a combat.
Fuck. I got 25 channel points saying there won't be. Yikes.
Also, love you guys.
See ya, bud.
DX. Take care, man.
Bye.
If there's a combat, I've lost 50k of channel points this session. I'm going to be in shambles. Actually, it won't even really be me that's in shambles. It's going to be campaign 2 that's going to be in shambles.
I had no more inspirations for them.
Yep.
I'm making bagels with Nutella.
I don't think I've ever had that. That probably slaps. I usually just put Nutella on like toast. I don't think I ever put it on a bagel.
Damn it, stupid squirrels again.
Box, how many channel points are you set to gain if you win this poll?
Probably not very many.
What poll?
There was a poll. I've done 2 polls so far. The first one,
Oh, I didn't
you
see the
petted.
second one.
Second one was, will we have combat?
Damn, I didn't see the second one.
My return ratio will be 1-to-1 because
You'll get your points back.
I'll get that and 50 points. So, Virus here is out here about to hand over fist make money if Matt puts us in a combat. I'm gonna
Virus, if we go to a combat, you will 411.68 to 1.
Oh, damn.
He'll win he'll win essentially he'll win more points than you would get back. He'd win 2,580. Sorry, 20,580.
20,534 is what I have to do this one yet. It just gets split, the teams.
I'm just happy I made my points back that I lost last week.
Virus, what the hell are you gonna do with 20k points?
Probably redeem an NPC.
You can join the stockpile of 18 NPCs in the redemption queue.
Mm-mm. Nutella's got no business tasting so good.
Reading through your NPC requests box, why do you have a thing for the phrase knickknacks? They appear in your very first 2 NPC requests.
Oh, I don't know. Probably just the word of the week.
Did we lose Emma?
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Can you official people all see all of the PC the requests?
I can see the ones that were, I can see what was sent into Twitch, not what was sent to me.
Okay, cool.
No.
Thank you for knowing what I was asking, Matt.
No, I was gonna tell you. Yours is not in there, so I think Matt only keeps them for the ones he has not placed in the world yet.
That is also correct. See if this works. And we're back. Hey, it worked. Damn, I'm good.
Wow. It's like we're professional. Wow.
It's like we know what we're doing. Sometimes.
That'll be a first.
So, what are you eating, ma'am?
Sandwich.
Oh,
Yeah, say it looks like a
It's just-
sandwich. I don't know what you're seeing.
it's getting blasted by the whiteness of our monitor. So,
You see, I'm here.
it's not good for your eyes, ma'am.
Oh,
I'll
it's
get you a
not.
ring light.
No, it's my light, but it's facing the wall, so there's just a little bit of light casting on me. So it's not hurt.
Looks like a lot of light casting on you, but
I
okay.
know it does. It really does. But
Aiden, you're the only one that didn't get a snack.
That's correct.
Who says I got a snack?
We know you snuck one.
I didn't, actually. I was working on 3D
No.
prints,
Oh gosh.
and she's just gone.
Man, with 4 of us, it really jacks up the panels. With 5, it was less noticeable.
Yeah, I know. Emma will figure out her cameras one of these days.
No, probably not.
You're right, probably not.
technology is hard. You know what's easy? Sandwich.
So... Oh, and she's gone again. Is she back? Yes, no, maybe so?
She's muted, who knows?
Yeah, I know.
That's between her and God right now.
Alright, well. As the 6 of you, Astoria in hand, go soaring across the skies, there's a sense of wonder across her face as you guys are
7.
riding on the back of Dwayne The Rock Johnson. The open air brings a sense of freedom. It's a warm day, and the seasons have begun to change, so probably a warmer day than what you've had lately. Perhaps maybe the last day of summer, who knows? But as you guys are soaring across the
leaves.
sky, you can see the large basin of water off in the distance. And surrounding the basin of water, just on the banks of it, you can see what is marked as the city of Ophila. The outer edges of the city, large stone walls wrapping around it. Large canopy of trees in the back where you can see there's a garden. Large statues. Cities made of stone, or small buildings made of stone. Even larger buildings made of metal ironwork and inner stone workings. The first even inkling of civilization you've seen since being on this island. On the far end, nestled right on the basin, there's a large building. A large, almost clock tower-esque building. It comes to a pinnacle, a steep. And in the center, emblazoned, is a massive blue phoenix.
I will shout over all of the wind to Akari and to the rest of the group. Don't we have a lot of iconography of cerulean blue phoenixes?
We've got just the blade from. The name of the weapon escapes me. Lance? Fuck, I
Halberd.
don't know. Halberd, yep. And
I
we've
mean, I
seen
have
it around, and we saw some of it ruins near High Pass that we think probably are from High Pass, but we saw the symbol there as well, I think.
I'll return to the bag of holding, and I'll
You
pull out
s-
the cerulean phoenix sapphire that I have.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You will see Astoria kind of chuckle a little bit, and she kind of like nudges you, Akari. You don't even recognize your own family crest.
No, I kind of fell from space.
That'll do it.
And then as you
know?
pull out the massive cerulean phoenix. Where did you find that?
I'll be honest, I think we found it in the library that is not a library anymore.
On a library.
On library. Nay, biblioteca.
We found it in the
That's-
dark, forbidden library.
That's Torsion's, for lack of a better term, his family jewel. It is passed down from father to son and is held by the Athosian, the one who is deemed the leader of their people. That's
They're collecting themselves because you said the phrase "family jewel"
Yes,
and
I know.
passed down from father to son. I'm sorry, ma'am. It's they just need a second. Let them reboot.
boys will be boys.
Boys will be
Well,
boys.
I can't believe your man lost a family jewel. That's
Well, it's in Gothar's hands, so I guess he rules, huh?
Not exactly
Okay.
how it works, but it may be a good bargaining chip to get on whoever's in charge good graces now.
It
you think
wouldn't
it'll
put us
help
in
if I stick
bad
it
graces.
on the skull?
No, it's normally
Okay.
ordained on the top of a staff.
Yeah, I ain't got enough staff. That's unfortunate.
Zamira has a staff.
Zamira has a staff. Zamira, would you like to be the leader?
And she's blue!
It does match,
quite
but
Not quite the
I've
same
never
shade
been one
as
for
blue.
such vanity.
Let's sit down outside the city and
Plus,
walk
I
up
would-
proper.
I would hate to damage it when I hit things with my staff. I think she more meant a casting staff.
It's more like a scepter, but yes,
Mm.
not
Can I
really meant,
druid craft tree branches?
not really meant for casting.
Like Groot's arm in when he
Sure,
grabs
you-
Thor's
you
hammer.
could-
Can I do that?
Sure. It'll take you a while to do it, but yes.
I'll just keep it on the table. I'll let her know I can help her out with it. I'll
Okay.
keep it on the table, but like that's a lot to carry around for right now.
All right, we'll sit down outside the city walls a good distance and then hoof it in. Well, let's hope they don't shoot on sight.
Ah,
Yeah. If they do, it's an awful lot of stones Amira's got to punch through. She'll get it done.
As you guys begin to approach the outer walls of the city of Ophila, you can see there are already a multitude of elves, bows in hand and arrows knocked, at the sight of a massive rock flying in from the distance.
Oh. Well, you know.
As you guys begin to approach, foot on hand, or on foot. Sorry, my brain's still a little mush, okay?
Foot on hand.
Yeah. We'll put that up to COVID brain.
Seriously.
As you guys approach on foot, you can hear a loud voice calling out to you. Not as if they're shouting, but almost as if they're standing next to you. Who approaches?
Want to go for the dramatic? You want to go for the big hitter?
I
I'll
don't
look
think
over
I
the
don't think
story.
dramatic is a real is a choice.
Before-
We have a large bird.
Before you guys even have a chance to respond, Astoria calls out. Astoria Duranest, First Lady to your Orthosian, stand down. You see a few of the people, like,
Hold
falter.
up the stone in the background.
You see, like, a few of the bows falter, and, like, a few of the arrows begin to kind of fall. And there's people that are, like, definitely confused, staring out. Astoria's dead. Frozen in stone.
No, not anymore.
We solved that.
She turns around, looks to you. May I? And she motions for the Cerulean Phoenix.
Joel. Been sitting in a bag for 2 weeks.
Not sure if you ever knew it could do this, but as she takes it and she casts the light cantrip on it, it projects a massive Cerulean Phoenix into the sky out of it. And you watch
That's
every
pretty sick.
single person's bows drop in their hands.
Nope. Completely unexpected. The Phoenix signal. Wow, that's incredible.
What are the odds that that trapdoor would lead us here?
Sorry, I ate the
was-
sandwich, but she thinks I still have some.
That was perfectly timed. You just see, like, there's no response. People just start running out of the city.
Oh boy.
Multiple different elves of various different shapes and size. Kids, elders, ones that look young, still green. They run and start crowding around you.
Sorry, my Discord is freaking out.
And then as soon as they get
Did
there,
you say kids?
Discord.
No,
Believe
no,
it
no,
is.
Matt. Sorry.
yes, they're kids.
Okay.
The man that called out to you steps forward and then instantly hits his knees. Lady Astoria, we were told by Torsion before he left that you were gone. How is this possible? Kind of like steps to the side after being in front of the five of you and just motions to the five of you standing behind her.
I'll be pointing directly at Kedai and kind of a ha-ha motion.
Wherever the kids are standing, I'll druidcraft like a small little like patch or two of like honeysuckle. You know, like a. I don't think they're called honeysuckle. The ones that like if you take out the flower petals and like them, they taste like sugar.
That's
Mhm.
honeysuckle.
It's honeysuckle.
Honeysuckle.
Their eyes go wide.
And then I'll also go, haha.
They begin giggling and grabbing everything. And who are they? They're my saviors. And Akari, is your shroud up at this point?
Yep.
Okay.
100%.
She turns to look. And a good friend. She turns back, a little confused at your current state, but looks around. Where's Torsion now? You said he's gone? And Ayan proceeds to tell her the same story in which you did from the diary. We haven't seen him since he left. It's been a multitude of years. But since he left, well, I'll let Kalu tell you the story. And her eyes just go wide. He's all right. He's here. And his eyes just go. There's like a big smirk goes across his face, and his eyes go kind of a little happy. Like there's a good general sense of happiness across this man's face. Aldu has taken his father's mantle. Is our new Ethosian.
You're holding the rock. How can he you have the...
The rock is not what makes you the Ethosian. Your people choose you.
But it helps, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He takes a bow. My name is Ayan. Who do I have the pleasure of meeting?
The name's Kothar. Kothar Kespik.
I'm Kidai.
I am
Samira.
known as Scholar. And I'll pipe up and I'll say, Kari Vinaye.
You guys see standing before you the little darker olive-colored skin than Astoria, but long flowing golden hair and a very narrow face with almost golden eyes. He's a younger elf, maybe only a few hundred years, but a very well built elf. He's strong upper body strength, well-toned muscles, a shirt that hugs his pecs and his arms in all the right places.
Hot elf alert, hot elf alert. What was this man's name
Ayan.
again?
Anyone would like a shirt like that.
Both are Samira, Scholar, Idai, Kare. If it is true that you saved Miss Astoria's life, then we owe you a debt that I don't think we could ever repay.
Yeah, well, Kidai's got a knack for that sort of thing. May we?
Please. I think we should make our way to... We should make our way to the house of Doranest. I'm sure Kalu would love to see his mother.
Lead the way. I'm more than excited to see the city.
Ayan kind of turns and he raises his hand, and you watch as like the other archers that were still kind of up on the kind of precipices of the towers and the walls begin to go back to their patrol duties and kind of are no longer watching. None of them really had their arrows or anything trained on you guys anymore, but there were still those that were standing almost at the ready if something wasn't as it seemed. The group of elves
Can I be like the last to walk through the gates and just, stop one of the guards? Just say, hey, Big Bird back there, would you mind keeping an eye on him for me?
Yeah, I can keep an eye on him. Is he gonna
Thank
go
you,
somewhere?
I appreciate it. He should. I mean, if he does, you'll be able to tell us where. He's a very large bird.
Yeah,
His name is Dwayne.
Dwayne.
He's very important. He's how we get places. So please keep an eye on him for me.
I got it.
And then once all of us are like securely like very far into town, I'll call Dwayne back to the rock just to fuck with him. Just so poof, goodbye, bird.
So as you're kind of like walking through the gate to the city, and the man's just like looking at all you guys. There's a large gust of wind off in the distance. He turns around. What? Where'd he go? Just like takes off running.
Who is the guard we just entrusted Dwayne to?
Doesn't matter, he failed.
Did you see his face? It was kind of funny.
So as you guys pass through the rolling hills into cobblestone streets, the first time you guys have seen a civilization in a very long time. There are different elevations to the city, masterful stonework and ironwork throughout each of the buildings. These almost mithril etchings and outlinings of metal across the archways, the windows, different pieces that are holding up the structures of stone. You could see there are different people wearing masterfully stitched clothes, gowns, dresses, silken shirts, leather overcoats, whole capes across people. A sense of civilization once again. There are people that look normal, that look like they belong. Not your normal rags and thrown together different furs that you've seen over the past 2 places you've seen on this city. And as you guys climb a small slope, as you get deeper into the city of Ophila, you come to a town square. Large circular town square with a singular fountain in the center, with water pouring out and spraying a mist into the air. As the sun dances off it, it casts different rainbows of light. As you see, kids are running throughout the mist, and there are various different carts of people selling and trading different goods. This way, and kind of leads you guys deeper into the city, passing by what appear to be different shops of sorts.
DM, as I pass by the open market stalls, does it look like they're trading goods, or do I see like coin being traded?
Make a perception check.
Ooh, that's really good. 24.
Looking around as you're passing through, you don't see any coin. Shit. Sorry.
Yet.
I'll pass that info on.
And as you guys continue down the town square and kind of make a left turn, you can see a large, almost laid brick, perfectly flat road that leads to a grove of trees off in the distance. Ayan kind of points down that way. Kidai, was it?
Yes.
That is our grove to Mother Asnatheus, if you should need to visit.
Oh. I will. Thank you very much.
And just to the right of it, you will find a small moon well. Mother
Wow.
Ramira.
Ooh.
But this way. And he leads you deeper, passing by the different structured buildings, and you can see the buildings are getting even more intricate and more well-designed and well-built as you get to newer sections of the city. Where you guys were was where you guys found from where you entered. It seemed to be maybe where the city started, but over the years has grown, and they've added on. And eventually you come to the large, almost clockwork type tower with the large emblem of the Cerulean Phoenix on the front of it. And you can see as you get closer, it is a massive stained glass window on the front of this that is depicting this massive Cerulean Phoenix. And you see Astoria's eyes begin to water. I'm home. She grabs Akari by the arm. We're home. She kind of lets go and begins walking inside, just past Ayan, swings open the doors, and as you guys follow, you enter into a large room. And in the beginning of this room, there is a massive table laid out, where you can see there is a circle of elves standing around it, and a large map that depicts the island of the island of Jotunheim. standing at the precipice, you can see a large, almost golden-skinned elf. Long, flowing, almost platinum silver hair that has been kind of pulled back into a bun that kind of falls even deeper. He's wearing beautifully made warrior's clothes, all made of elven mithril, but has been dyed to be almost a sheen of green that kind of reflects the light off of it. You can see there are a multitude of other elves, each dressed in their warriors' garbs, all looking over the top of this table. There are little wooden figurines that have been carved out and set all across it. Hard to tell what they are from this distance, but there is one that stands out above the rest. It is a massive dragon figurine. It sits at the base of a mountain. You're looking at what appears to be a war table.
Ooh.
As they all turn to see who walks in, and the man's kind of leaning over the top of the table, looks up, and his face just goes white. Mom? Jumps over the table and begins sprinting, embracing her, lifting her off the ground. I thought you were dead. How did you get out of the stone? I never thought we'd see you again. Just thousands of questions, one by one. Eventually she tells the story to him of how the 5 of you saved her. But she leaves out the bit about who Akare is, noticing that he does not seem comfortable. He turns to the 5 of you. He takes his sword, puts it on the ground, kind of in his hand, and kneels. My name is Kalu Doranast, and as the leader of my people, I am forever indebted to you.
Kotha Kaspik. I don't think that's quite necessary, but I appreciate it. You know, it's kind of like the rest of the group.
Scholar will pipe up and go, I am Scholar.
He kind of like looks over at Scholar, who's been kind of in the back. And looks back to Astoria. Not one of mine. It's not who you think he is. Kalu looks back. And we'll say that Scholar can go through the process of explaining who he is and where he came from, blah, 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 blah. Kalu will give him the same sort of disdain that Astoria did, that he doesn't really trust him till he can really prove himself.
I apologize. I apologize that we're interrupting your meeting. I'm Akari Venalier. It's nice to meet you.
Not really interrupting anything. Just a yearly return to what keeps us alive.
What do you mean?
It's hard to explain. But let us not worry about that. You brought my mother back to me. We should feast. We should gather everyone. Everyone should know that she's here. You guys are heroes. Your name should be sung throughout the halls.
I hate to break it to you. I think a good number of people already know she's here. We didn't make a quiet entrance, I'll say that.
If I can, like, I don't have, like, message or anything like that. I just want to, like, find a way to whisper to either Akare or to Kothar. A feast might be a good idea, if they have any guests of honor, that we might need to keep an eye on. Kind of like nodding at the Zeltroy figurine. Any virgins to save.
That's what you were getting at.
I
He's
picked that up.
identifying-
Don't
I
worry.
didn't think she could be any more
Identifying
blunt.
Sure. You know what? I am kind of hungry. Anyone else? Anyone else go for second dinner?
Absolutely.
Astoria just kind of like looks back. We just ate.
Listen, Astoria.
We traveled.
I appreciate your meal, but look at this mighty frame, and I'll sort of like hand rub the gut. Like, listen, a body like this is not crafted from fine workouts. It's crafted from multiple meals.
Who are we to turn down such a generous offer? It's a reconciliation. It's bringing back yourself and your son. Let's celebrate.
More than that, who are we to deny Kalu his celebration?
Exactly.
Kothar and Kidai, each of you make either a persuasion or a deception check, whichever one you would call this.
It's not deception. I do want a party.
I do want.
That was a natural 20. It was a natural 20.
She's got that natural charm, man.
I want a party.
15.
Okay. Between the two of you, Kyle is just... I don't care if you've already eaten. A feast for our heroes. You will stay in the House of Doranas tonight. We will drink ale. We will drink wine.
Oh, you have wine.
And we will feast upon the most delicious boar you have ever tasted.
They had
Until the
their ale.
morning comes. He kind of
Hey, at
snaps his
least
fingers.
At least it's not Barbara and what the hell his name was.
Spike?
Spike.
Spike.
And
Yeah.
Spike,
what it is.
yeah.
And he kind of looks...
Very
Gentlemen,
Barbara
please
Spike.
continue the preparations without me. I have much more pressing matters to deal with. He kind of motions
Can
for
I
all
get
of you to
Can I get a side eye at the table? Just to
I
see
was
if
I was
can
gonna do the same thing if I can.
discern what they're getting up to here.
Sure, make a perception check.
May
I guess my
also?
question is
Yes.
my
you can
main
make one as
question
well.
is does it look like they're setting up a contingency plan to fight Zeltroy?
22.
Mine's low. Bad. Terrible. Horrible. 9.
So, I can't help but notice this looks fun. Is it some sort of board game?
Yeah, you take those stones there and they're all different shapes and you roll them.
Kalu kind of like steps over in front of you to
Kidding.
kind of like block your vision as he sees you kind of looking. But before he does, what you can see is there is small little figurines that are kind of cut out into what you can roughly make out as figurines of small people. Hard to tell whether they're soldiers or just markings for maybe battalions or individual people. It's hard to tell. From this.
Italians?
Battalions.
Oh.
Italians.
No. It's hard to tell from this distance, but they have them all set up, and the large Zeltroy figure is sitting at the base of the mountain where you guys normally have seen him come from on the far end of the map. You can see they have a part of the map where there is kind of like what appears to be a circular whittled wooden disc with what appears to be a small little altar and various different pillars around it kind of set up in a center point between the mountain and the city. And each of those little figurines are kind of placed around it.
Is there any of them that are on the altar or specifically, like, specially close to the altar?
Not that you can tell from here.
Okay.
Akari, you can't really tell if looks like a contingency plan or a battle plan, or maybe they're just playing with figurines. It's hard to tell.
They're playing Oldenheim and Dragons.
But eventually, he kind of ushers all of you out. Please. Let us just see the city.
Sure. Curious. I saw a bunch of like open air market stalls while we were here earlier.
You did.
Is
That is our
this-
market.
I'm excited to see it. Do you guys? Is it like trade for trade, or how does the market function? The last 2 locations we were at were, I'm sure you're familiar with, Singara, Sana. They were both kind of like, you know, if I have an item and you have an item, we can reach an agreement.
Savage cities.
Well, we know the ruler of one of them, so
Oh? Udelafon or Kythos?
well,
We
we have some news for you. We knew both of them. One, Kythos is no longer the ruler. He has been usurped by Fane. Fane Tonrock.
Usurped seems
Uh,
a
Usurped,
harsh word
overthrown.
here.
Well, usurped might be a slightly harsh word. It's just it's a fun word, you know?
Preceded by. He has been
Preceded.
preceded by.
Kythos is still around. He's still alive.
And
Fane challenged him in the right of duel and won, so he is now the leader of Tristana.
would you consider Fane a brute like Kythos?
No.
you get that backwards. He's the leader of Singara.
Sangara, my bad. Oop. I was trying to pull up the map. There you go.
I would
He
consider
was our
Fane-
traveling companion for a time.
He's
Doesn't
no
answer the
scholar.
question.
his years.
Would you consider him a brute like Kythos?
That was a good joke.
Because
He's a
Kythos
wise
wanted nothing
king.
to do with us, wanted nothing to do with trade between our cities.
Oh, I have a feeling Fane will lend a much more listening ear.
Fane understands the larger world.
You see Colin
He's
kind
not
of
from this
motion for a
island.
couple of elves to come by, and a small little elf comes by. He leans down and whispers something in his ears. And then the smaller elf turns and runs. We will send an
Uh,
envoy to meet with the city, see if trade negotiations can be met.
If you do, feel free
And-
to mention us. I think everybody close
Udelafon,
away.
Udelafon is no more. As is a large chunk of Trasana. The Sangarans have taken the rest of them in as refugees.
What do you mean he is no more?
Best I can tell, he was working against or working in leagues with some demons or devils.
The mention
and
you go to say
sacrificed-
demons or devils, he throws his hand over your mouth. Careful what you say in the open air.
We're in your meeting hall, are we not?
You guys are walking throughout the streets.
Oh, I thought we were still in the meeting hall.
I did too.
Nope, he
To be
shuttled
fair.
you guys out of the meeting hall and closed the doors behind him.
Oh.
Oh. Point taken. However, Trasana is largely no more. We had
Also-
an integral part in both of these happenings.
Very interesting. You see like a grin go across his face at the mention of Trasana not being around anymore.
I
There are
get an
people-
insight check.
Yeah, go for it. What are you trying to insight?
Just why he's grinning. Is he happy about it? Is he suspicious of us?
Or like, is it malicious?
It isn't malicious, exactly.
Sure.
16.
Far as you can tell, seems like he's just happy to hear the news. Perhaps he didn't really care for Trasana or Udelafon himself.
Okay.
What time of day is it?
Early afternoon. Maybe 2 or 3 o'clock.
Was everyone out of the meeting hall when we left, or were there still dudes in there?
There were still dudes in there.
How
You
many
have
dudes?
Dunch?
There were about 12 other guys in there.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Just like a. Actually, I'll get. We can get through this.
Let us find somewhere more quiet to speak about the details of Trasana. And I'd love to hear the details of how you got my mother out of stone.
Oh,
in a more
Well-
quiet area.
Yes, sir.
This dude's sus.
And he leads you guys towards the grove and takes a right turn down the small cobblestone path and leads you guys towards the Moonwell. As you guys enter towards it, you can see there is a large kind of four-pronged archway with a small disc above with this refracting bits of stained glass in the top. We use elven magic to create moon water. Refracts the moonlight and blesses the water below. A tradition well known to followers of Ramira. Most people call it holy water, but those of us that follow Ramira call it moon water. And he kind of sits down and like runs his hands across the like silvery shiny water. So, let's start from the beginning. How did you get Astoria out of stone?
That's
Our-
hardly the beginning.
Yeah, that's an odd place to
That's-
start, but
that's
I
what
understand
brought
why
you here.
it. I understand why that is the most pressing question on your mind. So, are you familiar with the work of druids at all?
To an extent.
Well, I have the powers of such beings, and one of the abilities that I was granted through this process was an ability to deeply heal and restore. So there were all these vines, and then we had to grind up a diamond, and then the diamond was consumed when I kind of did my ritual, and then cracks started showing in the stone, and I caught her as she fell, and she took her first breath in years, and I mean, that's really all I know. That's as far as the how goes. I can't really explain further than that.
Kidai, was it?
It is.
May I hug you?
Gladly.
Kalu kind of steps forward, hesitantly, but embraces you.
I will
And as he
give him the
does-
biggest hug back.
As he like whispers in your ear, he just says, "Thank you."
You're more than welcome.
Looks back to the rest of you. So about Trasana. What happened?
How much do you already know about what they were doing?
I knew what they were. About what they did. I knew they tried to get us under their thumb. Although
Why didn't you rise against them?
you don't pick the losing side in a war.
It's fair.
It's pretty simple, really. We ended up discovering that Udelafon was involved in that, and we found it quite unacceptable. So we petitioned the Trasana people to rise up and reject their leader. Some of them traveled with us to Singara, which then painted a target on Singara's back. They attacked Singara. We pushed them back, counterattacked on Trasana, targeting the leadership, but the leadership by that point was all in on some form of ritual sacrifice. So a lot of the city was burned, and a lot of people were lost. And we took what was left and headed back to Singaro, which was our only allies at the time, and they're now there as refugees. That's about it.
Udelafon is no more?
Remind me, guys. I'm pretty sure we
killed
sliced
him.
his head off. I mean, like he's
Big dead.
dead. He's quite gone. Yeah.
At an absolute minimum, he is not on this plane anymore.
Those of his kind always seem to find a way to make their way back, but hopefully
Maybe.
not for many years.
Well, he comes back, Kothar's gonna have words again, and that'll
Yep.
be that.
Usually it takes quite a few many years for them to reform in their own plane before they can make a return back.
Make him turn back.
Mostly, or at least I'd hope, long after you and I have gone. That's interesting. While Udelafon was strong in his own right, he tried to bring us and the rest of the city of Ophila under his thumb. He presented it as a merging of cities, a living under one leadership and protection under him, but I saw it for what it was. It was a power play. Udelafon wished to control this island.
Well, there's a big old dragon that says that's not happening.
Yes, there is. You see Astoria kind of look. She looks to you, Akari, and looks back to Kalu. He deserves to know.
I need to know that our interests are aligned first. Last time I was in front of any of you, I was your enemy.
That was a long time ago. Things are different now. You see that Kalu's eye kind of raised, and he's like looking at back and forth between the two of you talking. Never met before.
Kalu, there's a reason why we're not all in with you yet, and it's because it'll paint a target on your back. We intend to strike at Zeltroif in about 6 days. Curious if maybe you were interested in doing that, or...
Ask why exactly in 6 days? As he kind of like leans back on his seat a little bit and at all of you like hesitantly.
There's other players in the game. He has 2 siblings. One we don't know about and another one that we've had contact with and thrown in with. In 6 days there will be a total eclipse. I don't remember if it was a lunar or solar, doesn't matter. And we have knowledge that that'll be when he's weakest. And it won't happen again for a long time. And we have intentions of leaving the island.
And who told you that Zeltra would be weak in 6 days?
His sister, Altosia. Big old dragon just like him.
I see.
You know her?
Oh, I have heard of the Queen of Lies.
Oh. Good name. Good title.
That is how she was known here.
Well, if she's wrong, or has lied to us, I don't think it changes what we're going to do.
We need to
So
find
if
a way
we-
off this island.
If we throw in with you, it paints a target on your back. So you just need to know that before housing us and supporting us. And that's why I came here. To bring Astoria back, of course, but to get help.
In 6 days, a celestial event will happen where... I don't know what Altosius told you, but indeed, a lunar eclipse takes place in 6 days. It is when we hold our annual festival. During this celestial event, Ziltroy is not necessarily weakened, per se, but it is the one time he takes on his human form and walks amongst the people of Ophila, and he chooses his next bride.
Pride.
That bride is then taken back to him
Inside
to
check.
live. What?
How does he feel about this? Oh, 21.
Accepting of it? Like it's normal?
And how do these women feel about this?
It's an honor. Be chosen by the guardian of the island to go live with him and the rest of his wives and his children in the mountain. One of the greatest honors that could ever be brought upon someone of the city.
Yikes.
Sounds like grooming.
But you've heard from them then. After they
Well, we
become his bride. Did they come back? Did they tell you about their fabulous new exquisite life?
Well, no, but we send letters back and forth.
Back and forth.
But you've seen no proof of life or spoken to these women ever again. Verbally.
I would have no reason to disbelieve.
You just throw the women of your village to a dragon and claim it as an honor?
No. I allow them to be chosen by him, which is the highest honor in our city. And they gladly go. We don't force anybody. Everybody has their own
Right.
choice.
Right. It's tradition.
Exactly.
Because they've been told it's an honor their whole lives does not make it an honor.
Samira, they're not going to understand our perspective.
To be chosen by the guardian is something that every little girl in this city dreams of.
Grooming.
Don't make it weird.
Grooming.
Oh, I wasn't making it weird. I was making it angy.
Well, I've just told you that I'm taking on your guardian. What does that make me?
A fool.
You see a way off this island without having to engage him?
Simply leave.
Pretty hard to do when he's roasting boats that sail away.
Have you tried sailing away? Or have you tried trespassing when you weren't welcome?
We tried sailing up, and we were told by Trisana and Sungara sailing away is not an option until he's off the table. You send ships out?
Why would we ever leave the island? This is paradise. Look around. We have everything we need.
May I ask, is this why you didn't get along? I got kind of a vibe you didn't get along with Trisana, the other villages.
Kaithos wished to not
Is
do
this
business
why?
with us because he did not wish to honor our traditions.
Traditions.
I can't imagine why.
Yikes.
We did not do business with the people of Tresada for what they were. Because Udelafon wanted to place himself as the guardian and challenge Zeltroy.
Oh.
And he too would once be squashed. Hence why he never came to this side of the island.
Kaithos looking... Or not Kaithos. Udelafon's looking better and better.
So your suggestion, Kalu, would be to, in 6 days, get on a boat and sail away and hope everything's okay.
If you wish to leave in 6 days, meet with the guardian yourself. Tell him you wish to leave.
This party of yours, how long does it last?
A few days.
When does it start?
6 days.
Can I ask?
I was more asking, like, I didn't know if it started, like, a day before and ended a day after.
It starts on...
Just an absolute rager for a week.
It starts the morning of the lunar eclipse and ends
More
3 days after.
More as a curiosity, I know we mentioned to you that we met his sister, but she had a very different human form, and this is a very foreign concept to me. I'm very interested. What does he look like as a person? How would we know who to talk to?
Usually presents himself as caramel-colored man, large, long black hair that is braided. You can tell him out from the crowd because his eyes glow purple.
Does it sound like the dude that we ran into that night?
It sounds a lot like the human form that Altosia first presented to you guys.
No, not Altosia. When we were out walking that night, we ran into that dude that Fane
found-
did the know your enemies on.
You found out later that that was Altosia. Or so she said it was.
Okay.
Well, we got a choice. Lunar eclipse in 6 days. We can either start wailing on the man or have a conversation with him.
Volcano los dos.
You wouldn't be the first to challenge the Guardian. Those have come seeking his treasure, his power, the glory. But know that many have fallen, and none have even made a scratch.
Were they level 12 by chance? Level 10? Level 7? Level 5?
I
Kidding.
don't know what that means.
I'm joking.
No one managed to overthrow Kythos or kill Eudelafon either, but that was done.
I think for now, if I can just
What are
like
the
whisper
ideas?
to somebody, doesn't matter who, but one of my people, obviously, I think right now it best to blend in.
Storia kind of like pulls Kalu to the side of the conversation. Where is your father? Did he make it? Kalu kind of turns back with a large smile on his face.
He's the husband.
Torjin lives in the mountain. The wives of Zeltroy.
Oh boy.
Oof.
No.
Or he
Weirder
doesn't.
and weirder. Got an episode of Jerry Springer up in here.
Oh no.
Damn, he's got a straight up harem in there.
Harem.
Or Mama. What is he
Father.
doing there with them?
What's he building in there?
My father is the most trusted advisor and the liaison between the city of Ophila and Zeltroy himself. When we send messages back and forth, a courier takes them and leaves them at the base of the mountain just outside the broken or the shattered forest. A dragon whelpling picks up them, takes them. Every time the letters return, they're in Torjin's writing. It has to be him writing on the other side.
Oh.
How's Mom feel about that? Him living with all them brides.
Yeah, how's she looking?
She kind of like looks back to Kalu. You haven't seen him? Just assume he's there from letters? He keeps us safe. I get messages from Dad all the time. He's the one who bartered the agreement between Zeltroy and our people to grant us safe passage out of the city of High Pass and helped us build.
What's the response time on these letters? If you sent him a message now, how long would it take it to get back? How long would it take him to respond?
Depends. Could be a day. A few days. Could be a week. I don't know what all he's doing up there, but I assume he's busy.
It may not be my place, but I think it would take precedence that he found out his wife was awake and alive.
It's true.
We'll draft a letter and send it right away.
I think Kita is right for the time being. We've got 6 days, and
We need to know what we can.
we're learning a lot more as time goes on. If it turns out that the other 2 towns are wrong about Zeltroif, and that's how we feel, and he says we can just leave. He's not burning Singara for the fun of it. And I'm not a huge fan of the whole bride thing, but it's not my tradition.
It's not our culture. It's not right. But
I question their broad acceptance of it. Sounds like a lottery that
cult.
you wouldn't want to win.
Cult is the word you're looking for.
None of this sits right with me.
But the more that we can learn by assimilating for now, the more we can do in the coming days.
I assume you're
So
saying
we
this
go
off to
to
the
their
side and not
party.
in front of Kalu.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, right in front of him. I say no.
If we're gonna kill him tonight, no.
I
Just slice him.
fucking will, damn it.
So we
Punch
go
him
to
in
their party. We
Sorry,
eat their boar. We whatever.
I'm
And
always down for eating boar.
I've never had it before. I've been thinking about giving up meat, with the whole animal thing. It's been a little sketchy lately, but I digress. We learn what we can. And I
I'll-
guess we'll be able to make a more informed decision later.
I'll kind of like turn out of the group back towards Kalu and kind of say loudly, I guess, since we'd probably be a little out of earshot. In your ritual, does the woman have to be born and raised in your culture? What traits must she possess?
Samira, no.
It's never been
Samira,
chosen
no.
outside our culture. But I
Don't you
assume
dare.
it could be if Zeltroid chose.
Don't.
What traits does he require from a woman? Does he have like a type?
No, taking all different types.
Like small manatee.
They don't all share one similar quality.
So far, elf,
They're all
presumably.
that blue.
Yes, they are all elf. I'm not sure I understand what you're getting at.
Well, you described it as young girls.
Most of them are young, yes. He likes to take wives that he could spend a long life with. Who wouldn't?
How young?
I could use a cougar myself.
They
Just put
range.
that out there.
They range in year from the early to late 70s to early hundreds.
Oh yeah, we're talking elves here.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn! 70-year-old virgin? Go off.
Well, we know Kita is out of the running because she's fucked,
We
right?
heard tell that he takes virgins. Is this true?
Oh boy.
All of the women have not had their flowers defiled, yes.
Oh,
What?
what the hell?
You know what? There was no other way for you to say that in like a
That's
D&D
true.
context, Matt.
That's
I commend
true.
you. I
Yeah.
commend you. It's just hard to hear, which means it had to be
That's
harder to say.
Year just now. We're back in the 20.
Thank you. And I'll kind of turn back to the group.
You see he's like turn as you're like turn to talk to him, he's been talking to another man. Hidai, what's your passive perception? Because I know you have a pretty high one.
Passive perception 24.
You can hear a bit of their conversation, not really what they're talking about, but you hear different words like
Mm-hmm.
Trasana, send word, go investigate.
anything about Samira?
No, doesn't mention anything about Samira.
Okay.
Doesn't seem like he really took any notice to what Samira was saying.
He can't smell my virginity on me, Kidai.
You don't know that!
What if I
Well,
were to offer myself to Zeltroy in place
you
of one of
talking to
these
us
young
or-
girls?
are you
Yeah, I'm talking to
talking to-
y'all. Obviously, not to him.
Don't you dare.
I mean, I don't want to marry him, but it could be a
Well-
good way in.
Look, I understand your fascination with dragons, I do. But this is not the way.
That's one bad dragon.
We know what
I do not wish to marry him, much less bed him, but it could be a way in beyond his normal defenses.
Zamira, I don't think we know what happens.
It would
We know
also
they're not
protect some young
wives
innocent
living-
girl.
It would, but we could too.
I will.
We can't protect a young innocent girl without you.
I will remind you guys the abandoned village you found within the inside of the mountain valley that had the small homes, the small dock area, but no remnants of life.
Yeah, we know already what happens. We know that they're grossly misinformed, living in this fantasy of the brides having a beautiful life in the mountain with... Anyway,
I'm just saying it may be a good way for him to get his guard down, and then we can attack once he
And it
thinks
would-
he's chosen.
it would also make you defenseless beyond your own capabilities, which I'm not doubting. But
Against him, I'm doubting. Sorry, Zamira.
no one to be there to help you.
Well, I had assumed you guys would be laying in wait.
Dwaya, though, that's the problem, is we don't know where he would go.
We have 6 days.
It could be anywhere. It could be a honeymoon location for all we know.
Well, it's a
Second
good thing
Sky Island.
we're in a village that seems to know what he does at least while he's here, and they maybe know which way he heads out. He may not pick me. I may not be able to convince him of that, but it's just a thought.
It's a thought, and I commend you for your bravery, but I can't willingly risk your life for this.
I'd
when
rather
we can
risk
at least
mine
put up a
than-
fight.
I would rather my life than some young innocent girl who thinks she's going off to live a life of happiness.
Then all we need to do is stop him before he gets to the young innocent girl.
We could lay a trap in the middle of the path between here and his mountain.
We don't know when he turns into his human form, though. He could arrive as a dragon.
We don't have to fight him in his human form either.
No, but he would be easier to
Would he?
pin down, potentially, at least at first. I'm sure he would change back to his dragon form, but a trap would be much smaller and easier to set for a human form.
But I also don't want him to cause
He's also
a
lived
ruckus in the city.
He's lived so many years. There's no way that he would just fall into a trap.
What if the lunar eclipse is the only time he can be a human and he's forced to be one?
What about you, Kare? Your family, well, aside from your mother, your brother for sure, and potentially your father are complicit in this. If we
I'm
have to take
curious
them
what-
down, how do you feel?
It's not complicit. They're
Let's back that up 15 paces because that's not an option on the table. I'm curious to see what Astoria thinks about all this. She's been removed from it, same as us.
She expressed.
And she has an opportunity to see a response from Torsion and immediately realize that it's not him at all. Because I'll bet nobody knows Torsion better than her.
What if it is him?
Then I'm sure he's going to be quite interested in coming to Ophila and seeing Astoria himself, unless he's completely changed into Life of
They
luxury.
But they, besides your mother, are not aware of who you are. If we try to stop their plan, they may attack.
So I'm saying
I
we
was-
need to.
I was waiting to show Kalu, depending on what we found out, and I still haven't made a decision yet.
We need to wait. We need to
I think
learn.
Astoria is the one who has an opportunity to convince them that and the truth that I have. The last time I was in front of these people, I was their enemy. So not all of them, I imagine, will be as forgiving as Astoria.
I should mention, because as you're saying this, I'm thinking about it now. You would have heard whispers of people making comments on Scholar as you guys walked through the city.
Sure.
I was gonna ask how the room of commanders seemed to respond to Scholar, but I never did. I think I'll just pull Astoria into our conversation and ask her how she feels about all this. Do you really think it's Torgen?
He would do anything for his people. It was the only way to protect them. Serving a dragon? Seemed like something it's more of a man that wants to see the world, he built something so he could see the world. I don't think he'd stay held up in a mountain for the rest of his life. Not the type of person he is. But for his family,
You get
We
this letter back in a day. You think
Oh.
you can tell if it's really him?
I'm sure they have others. I'm sure I could tell. He has mannerisms that I've picked up on over the years.
Maybe ask him a question only he knows the answer to. If it's not him, what will you do?
Slap the shit out of my son for being such an imbecile.
I like you. A while back, we came across a body wearing blue phoenix armor. Long since passed. And can I describe it to her?
Mm-hmm. Sure can.
Does it sound like anyone you may have known?
There were hundreds, if not thousands, in the army. Anybody doesn't ring any bells.
Just wanted to check since we know who the Phoenix Crest belongs to now.
I was gonna say, Akari, did you not take a pauldron from that armor?
I believe I did.
Could you?
Yeah, because it was just me and Akari that went down there because the
Mhm.
poison air filled the air.
I'm pretty sure you did. Would she recognize it?
I don't know if it has a rank associated with it or not. Sure, I'll check with it. Well, she knows what the pauldron looks like. She's seen it.
What's normal? Special about it?
Would have been a really cool story if that had turned out to be your dad and you were wearing his armor all along.
What?
Origin wasn't much.
We don't know
for
that yet.
Armor, or long flowing robes, something easy to maneuver in.
I think we wait a day. Wait for the letter.
A day, 2 days. We need to know what we need to know, and we'll know what move we need to make.
Should we deliver
I'll try not to
ourselves?
punch anyone in the meantime.
I can help you with that. Just if you feel the need to punch, just come get me. We'll work through it together.
Should we deliver the letter ourselves to ensure there's no tampering with it?
We can.
If
Why
they'll
not?
let us.
I have no reason not to trust my son, but the rest of my people, I don't know how much brainwashed they've gone through.
Then we'll do it.
How do they normally deliver the letters? Do we know?
I think they said they leave it at the mouth of the entrance and a wormling comes by and picks it up.
If we want to do it that way, I could, take a sort of secret watch over it. Blend in with the forest.
I've got the ability to do that as well.
That's true.
Okay, let's do it. The story I asked for showing Kalu. Let's wait. I think it's a complexity that we don't need. I hate to keep him out of the know.
It's your brother. Deserves to know. Whether he's in the wrong or not, family is family. If you were to go to your death, you would rather him known? Might sway his thoughts, open his eyes.
Sorry if I may. Ma'am, I don't think he means never. I think he just means not this moment.
If it's what you think is best, but I don't think it gives us anything except for... I don't know. If seeing me makes him throw in with us, is that the correct choice?
I don't know.
'Cause we
that
don't
it
know.
will, but certainly would trust you more.
Maybe not. Last time I was in front of him, he was running to a shelter. And his father was marching out in a suit to take me on. But if it's what you think is best,
That is the last way that I remembered you, and yet I got hostile towards you.
it's because you have a good heart.
You may tell him on your own time. It is your decision.
No, it's okay. We'll do it before the revelry here begins. In private. That way he knows. Just in case. He has the right to know why I'm so invested. So I don't know what the timeline is here, DM, but I guess before the revelry begins, the feast, we'll ask Kalu if he can take us somewhere a little quiet. Just the 6, 7 of us, or 8 of us, or however many that makes.
Sure. You guys have a few hours before the party. You can meander the city, skip to the party. You tell me what you want to do. If someone wants to look for something specific.
I want to go find a girl or two that fits the description of what Zeltra would normally take.
Can you
Like,
tell?
just the youngest, purish. I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna, like,
He said, do you
check.
do you have a version radar, Zamira?
No, but, like, because, I mean, obviously, if it's, like, the biggest honor and they're all supposedly super excited
but-
about it, like, there's gonna be girls that are over here, like, gleaming like it's right before the fucking prom or some dumb shit.
That's true.
Right, but how are you going to tell who... okay, never mind. I see what you're saying. Say,
Look for the prom queens.
The girls that are preparing themselves to potentially be chosen. Like, they'd be
Sure.
all giddy and excited and shit.
Sure. Make an investigation check for me.
It had to be
Kothar,
investigation, it could be perception.
Sure, perception. Kothar, you looked like you were going to say something or something else you wanted to do.
I wanted to figure out how these fucking shops work because the dude never answered the question.
True.
It was a 17.
I'm sorry, I probably got caught up with other stuff.
That's fun.
17.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you could find a couple. Kothar, he would have told you that the shops work on a bartering system. You either
Yeah.
trade goods for goods or services for goods.
All right.
For service.
I mean, but you never know. Someone might have an interest in gold.
I guess I'll look for, I don't know, what looks like either an armor or if I could find something that looks like a practitioner of the arcane.
Sure, you could find both. You could find the village blacksmith or a small. Pull up my sheet again. You could find a small, ornate stone building with like these golden and mithril accents all about it, and it kind of opens in a cone and kind of gets a little smaller as it goes in, and there are like arcane scrolls like all over the walls.
Just scrolls.
Not really much out here, but it seems like if there was something of the arcane, this is where you'd find it.
Sure. Hello. Do I see anyone?
You can enter in, you can see a small, elderly elven woman. You can see she's very well on in her years. She still looks, like an elf. She looks regal, looks elegant, but you can see there are small wrinkles under the eyes, little crow's nest in the corner. You can tell that she's
I don't know.
definitely an elder.
I don't know why I expected literally any race but elf. I do not know why.
Yes, my dear.
Hello. We are obviously not from around here. Well, I'm not
Obviously.
from around here. Yes, clearly. I'm not elvish. Do you have any... I see you have a library of scrolls here. Do you have anything else that might be for sale or for barter?
What you looking for?
Do you have just, like... Do you enchant things that the armor or the weapon the blacksmith makes?
I can.
I assume you don't have any, like, ready-made items. You'll just kind of, like... Would it be more like I inquire about something and you can produce it for me?
Correct. I don't really create things that aren't needed to the open public.
That's fair. Sure. I will pull off the Arcane Devour off my bag. Is there any way you could enchant this to... I don't know how to phrase it. I want to see if she can put like a +1 or a +2 on it.
I could do both. What?
Wonderful.
What do you have to offer?
I assume you have no interest in coin or gems or anything like that.
I have interest in things that are pretty.
I'll pull out the 3 heart rubies that I have.
Check my notes, see what those are worth again.
I have 1,500 in gold pieces
I
next
think
to
they're
it.
500 apiece.
Yeesh.
They're worth a bit. We got a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
Her eyes kind of go wide. No, I've never seen those before. This would get you at least started.
What about this? And I'll pull open. I have literally, it's written, bag of rare gems, approximately 2,000. And I'll just spill a bag of I'll not spill it. That'd be rude.
Okay.
I'll place it so she can clearly like see inside if she'd like.
Yeah, I know where this is at in my notes, so let me go back and look what kind of gems they are real quick.
Pretty ones.
Because
Yeah.
I know I gave you an approximate because you don't have the actual price of them.
And I'm assuming they're not like spell components that I would need to know.
Just sell her that
They are not.
bod as a service.
So the bod. somewhere. Yeah, whatever. She starts like picking out the different like ornate gems. All of them in the heart rubies, and I think we have ourselves a deal.
Sold. Thank you very much.
This will take me a few days. Weaving an arcane enchantment into something that's already enchanted is a lengthy and very difficult process.
Is there... I've been told this has kind of arcane properties, and I'll pull out, not all of it, I will pull out a little bit of the white aether.
That would quite speed up the process. Something very rare in these parts, something you can't normally get your hands on.
Well, my friends and I have come across, I won't say a lot of it, but we have a little bit, if it is of your fancy.
How much are you offering her? Gold piece-wise.
Do 150 gold pieces.
Ooh. That could cut out 5 days.
That shit's powerful, what the fuck?
God damn.
So, the white aether and the gems. I could have this done in 3 days.
Wonderful. I will, I believe my friends might also have in some of your services. I'll let them know that you have become, that you are quite the proprietor. I'm sorry, I did not catch your name. Mine is Kothar.
Fran.
Fran, wonderful to meet you.
It's wonderful to meet you, Kothar. And it's nice to see a bit of variety. It's been a long time since I've seen anything but an elf or a dragon.
We should get the whole
Well-
colorful group in there. She'd be delighted.
Well, Fran, I hope you have a wonderful evening. I have other business to attend to, but it has been so nice to meet you, acquaintance.
Likewise.
I'll leave and remember to come back in 3 days.
Yeah, and
Samira?
I had something that. Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay. We'll get to you in 1 second, Kidai.
Okay,
Samira, you
yeah, no
found a group of girls that just look like they're giddy. You can see they're running to and from different carts in the market, grabbing different what appear to be a medieval form of makeup and different fabrics for gowns, different jewelries and stuff that have been made by people here in the market. But they look like they're getting ready for something and they're just giddy.
What's got you girls so excited? Are you ready for the party?
The choosing is in a few days.
Oh, are you hoping to be chosen?
Oh, it would be my dream to be chosen.
Why?
Go and live in the mountain with the rest of the beautiful women, the wives. Live amongst the Silver City.
Silver City.
Oh, yes, the rumor has it that the wives all live in a massive glowing silver city inside the mountain.
Oh boy.
None of you've seen this?
Don't need to see it.
Why?
It's true. Everyone knows it.
If you haven't seen it. How long have you girls been preparing for this? Have you been waiting for it your whole lives?
Years.
And how old are you all?
I was 54 last week.
Sorry, I'm new here and I'm just trying to learn about all this before the party. This may seem a bit forward or bold, and I apologize. You don't have to answer. Were you told to keep your virginities until this moment?
Whose business is that yours?
I'm just curious if
The audacity of
The
this
girls-
woman.
I'm sorry. I was just wondering if it's something you willingly do, or if the town instructs girls to
To
do
keep
so
myself
for
pure for the Guardian
Huh.
is a choice that every woman would take.
So you were told to keep yourself pure.
No, I chose.
I'm sorry if I offended you. That was not my intention. I'm just trying to learn more about this tradition.
Kind of see they all are like slowly trying to like inch their way away from you.
I'll make like a weird, awkward shrug, smile thing, and just turn and walk off.
Kidai, what did you want to do?
I do want to be there for Akari, so I'm talking like in the meantime, if that's what we're doing, right?
Mhm.
I want to walk around the city. First thing I want to look for are cemeteries of some sort.
You don't see any.
No cemeteries, no like places to grieve the dead.
Nope.
No monuments, anything like that.
Not that you see.
Okay.
But they're also
Then
elves,
what?
so-
Oh, that's true, I guess, yeah. Well, then what I'm looking for are specifically, as I'm walking around town, families, people in mourning. Like signs of mourning, signs of families who have lost someone around this time of year.
Make a perception check.
And I have advantage. Even better. I rolled a natural 20 for a 29.
Jesus Christ. You're kind of meandering throughout the city. You're looking for someone who maybe looks a little sad, a little down, but for the most part, majority of the people are happy. As you're walking throughout, you can see there are multiple different younger elven women that are running around giddy, talking about amongst themselves who will be chosen, if it could be them, if it was them, what they would do when they got to the city. But as you're kind of looking around... Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. As you're looking around, you come across a cart, and there's a woman who... She's got a smile on, but you can tell it's fake. And she has a small cart of baked goods out in front of her, and each of them are kind of baked into a small dragon's claw, or like a cerulean, or like in the shape of the phoenix, like the stone that Kothar had, and various different small little dragon or phoenix themed baked goods.
I would like to approach her.
She kind of like looks up, gives you like a half-baked smile.
Half-baked, that's funny. Hi, your baked goods look delicious. Are they for the celebration?
Yes, I am the village baker, and I am trying to provide as much I can for this year, as... Well, I don't have it as much help as I did as last year's. Or last choosings. I keep forgetting this isn't a yearly thing.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Is there a reason?
Well, my daughter was chosen at the last choosing.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry. I'm new to this. This is a very new tradition to me, but
Oh,
I guess
it's fine.
congratulations are in order.
Could call it that. It is honor to our family that she's chosen.
Right. I can hear the disdain, though. I can't imagine what it must be like to
It's
have a
hard
daughter.
to know you'll never see your child again.
Right.
It brings great honor to our family, and I am honored that someone of my family was chosen. A lowly baker's daughter, who would have thought, but...
What was your daughter like?
She was talented, masterful baker, as well as a beautiful musicianist. She It's cheerful, energetic. Made friends with everybody.
Sounds wonderful. Anybody would be lucky to have her as bride, of course. But I am sorry that she's no longer here with you, and I'm sorry that you don't have help to create all of these lovely baked goods. I'm sorry, I don't mean to pry, but you're the first person I've seen to have this sort of response. Are you okay? Are there other people that share your views that you can talk to?
I don't really talk to anyone about it. It's frowned upon to not be joyful that you were chosen.
I can understand that, I guess. Being from an outside perspective,
And his guards are walking by behind you. She's like, and don't get me wrong, I'm happy that my daughter was chosen. I just miss her.
Right. Well, I don't mean to put you behind on production, but I'm sure my group of comrades would love some of these baked goods. Do you mind if I buy a few off of you?
Please take some.
I'd love some. No. I'm going to pay you for them.
Welcome to the city. Think of it as a thank you.
I will give her 2 gold. I only have 10, but I'll give her 2.
My dear, I have
What?
no use for money. We don't use it in the city.
It may come in handy someday. If not, it's shiny at least.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
I'm a baker too, though. Well, not a baker. Cook, chef, cheese person. I can always, come by, help you with herbs and fresh things to use in your business. I'd be happy to come by and help, just give you a little bit of that assistance that you don't have. But
if you'd like, I would not turn away the assistance.
I would love that. I'd love that. Before we leave, I will make an appearance. What's your name, by the way?
Amaray Elwyn.
Amaray Elwyn. He died.
Nice to meet you.
Well, I hope this year, this choosing doesn't. I hope you're okay. And if you need anything, we'll be around for a little while. So.
Thank you, dear. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And thank you for all of these. They look delicious. I'm so excited.
She hands you a basket of all these different baked goods, which are essentially cookies and croissants and biscuits that are all shaped and themed for the upcoming festival.
Your daughter would be very proud. They look amazing. Have a great celebration.
You as well, and thank you.
Thank you. And I will find the group.
Eventually, after you all meander throughout the city and find your way back to the house of Duranast, where you find... God, don't even start. You guys meet back up with Kalu and enter in. You can see the once decorated war table where the generals and Kalu stood over when you guys first entered has been cleared off and is just a meeting table now that has different little snacks and bottles of wine and a small little cask of ale that is set out. Friends, please enjoy. Let us drink. The family. Thank you for bringing my mother home to me.
I'll just have a water.
Please, wine, I insist. You all deserve it.
I can take her wine.
And I promise
don't-
it'll be the most sweet and delicious wine you've ever had. The summer
I
elves of
don't
Ophila
drink
are.
alcohol. I appreciate your hospitality, but I don't partake in alcohol.
Well,
That one
I'm about
oopsie
to say
daisy.
one word on the mic. It's gonna be ale.
Can I insight check this man? He seems very adamant
I was
about
gonna
drinking this
say,
wine.
can I
Yeah.
Look at the wine. Can I check the wine?
Try the wine.
Go for it. Make an insight check.
I'm probably still gonna drink it because it's good wine.
I mean, I'm immune to poison. I just don't want alcohol.
Sloppy 20.
Ooh!
This is one of those moments where I wish we played at the table so I could get up and whisper in your ear just to fuck with everyone else.
Send him a PM and we'll sit here and wait.
But
That's true.
for the most part, as far as you can tell,
Yeah,
he's not hiding anything. He's
Okay. Okay.
just happy, wants to show his gratitude.
That's fine. Yeah. It struck Kothar as weird. He's like very adamant about wine. That's fine.
I felt it too. It wasn't just you.
That's okay. I appreciate it.
While we've got the wine out on the table, I'll throw a few cheeses out just for like a little appetizer. Just a little appy while we're
I'll pour my cup into Kidai's cup.
and I will cheers her empty cup.
Well, if you wish to have water, we have delicious water as well, but the wine is exquisite.
Ooh, chef's kiss. Yo.
Yo.
I have to give chat one more opportunity for combat just to keep this prediction interesting.
Both
Callie,
are.
Astoria and I I need to be honest with you. And she thinks it's best if I am.
Kind of raises an eyebrow while he's like taking a sip of his glass.
Before I show you what I'm going to show you, I want to make it evident and clear. You probably overheard me and Astoria speaking earlier. The last time I was in front of you all, I was your enemy. That's not the case, as it is now. I lost all of my memory, and I'm no longer the person that you will think I am. And I'll drop the shroud. But Astoria and I...
As soon as you drop the shroud, pulls the sword from off of his back and is pointing it towards you.
I understand. But Astoria and I are looking at
What
bringing back...
is he doing here?
I'm gonna hold entangle on him just
You
in
don't
case
cast it
he
in
makes a
6
move.
seconds. You expend the spell slot.
Well, it's my staff anyway, so
I'll just have my fists clenched
Can I-
ready.
yeah, just like hold my staff ready to use it.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I'll grab my. I'll gently put my hand on my one sword.
On my one fist.
Mother, what is he doing here? Kind of takes the blade and pushes it down. I'll do. It's Anokai. It's not who you think it is. How do I know that? As he looks back at you with like piercing eyes.
I understand your hesitance. That's why I didn't approach the city gates without the illusion up. I can't give you an answer except for the truth. I am not 80 or 01, and Astoria keeps calling me Anokai, but that's not true either. I'm Akari Vinaye, taken in by the Azari people when I landed here, and I have no memory of my past, but I know that it haunts me.
Just because you don't remember doesn't mean it washes the blood away from your hands.
I know whatever AD did will come for me eventually. Maybe right now, as I look pointedly at the blade. And I have to accept that. I can't change it. And I was never going to try to hide from it. But it's not going to change who I try to be now. That serpent. It's coming back. It's already targeted the people that I was with. And he'll be back again when he learns that we've undone Astoria's condition.
Condition that you inflicted upon her. If it wasn't for you, she never would have ended up that way. You never would have
Olive.
brought that beast.
I'm sorry. You helped. You thanked me for helping your mother. I never would have gotten to her if it weren't for Okare. She wouldn't be here. None of us would be here if it weren't for Okare. He's not who you think. And she's proof of it.
You can see Astoria's like trying to like push in a little closer to him, but he's standing in a battle stance. Please just lower your blade. Just talk. Kari, make a persuasion check for me.
Cocked. But I would have happily taken that 19. Okay, that's natural 20 for persuasion. 21.
Oh,
Hey, it's
big
it's
modifiers.
May not be AD-001, but it is you that must atone for his sins. Like takes and puts the blade away. Sticks
I
his hand
understand how you
out.
feel.
Taken the right step towards doing so. But just know, will not hesitate to cut you down if I see an inkling of that machine.
Then you should know your mother is working on restoring my memories.
Kind of
What do you
looks
think
at
about
her.
that?
Kind of looks at her and cocks his head. I would hope my mother not be so stupid. She kind of looks back. I just want him to remember his time with us before he was taken.
I punch your brother.
Not yet. Not yet.
He kind of looks back at Astoria. He was taken before he was even awakened, Mother. His only memories are going to be what he sees of you in the damn shop. Anything you restore will be of his time when he was a headhunter. Cut down so many of our people. You think he wants to remember that?
I don't. But I have to. To atone for it as we go forward. And because I'm gonna need every single bit of that headhunter's skill to take on the serpent. Because he doesn't know that I don't know anything anymore. That serpent has no clue and won't give a shit. It's the quickest way.
The Guardian protects us from the Gazing King. That's all we need.
You think he's enough?
Oh, yes.
I don't think the Gazing King yet knows that I'm on Uldenheim. He's seen me once through an apparition. I think if he knows I'm on Uldenheim alongside you and Astoria, and with the rest of Ophila, he'll try again. Maybe this Guardian, if he's opposed to the Gazing King, could be an ally. But I showed up here a couple hours ago with different intentions and different knowledge.
If the Gazing King has the audacity to set foot anywhere near this island, Zeltroy will make it burn.
Kaiju fight. Well, then maybe Zeltroif and I's goals are aligned. But I can't say the same for the rest of my group.
Think your goals are aligned with his, but yet you wish to see his demise.
We
No.
wish to know more.
I'll be honest, I just don't believe, as you do, as your people do, that your chosen are alive and well and safe and in utopia. It sounds awful fancy for an island that's so filled with danger. It sounds like a dream.
Have you
A
seen any
promise for
danger
hope.
in this city?
Well, I was just having a sword pointed at me, so I suppose I could say yes.
A
That was
sword that was
a poor
rightfully
attempted humor.
pointed at.
Yeah, that was a poor attempted humor. I'm still trying to get the hang of humor. Scott will be like, I don't even know what humor is.
Listen, his humor is not great, but when he gets it, gets it.
Family reunifications are difficult. You know, everybody, we gotta all try to break the ice.
You guys are
Alright.
getting family?
Kare it was.
Yeah.
Sticks his arm out for like the bro handshake.
I'll shake it.
The forearm grab?
Then I
You
accept
son of
you
a
as
bitch.
Yeah.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
then I accept you as a Kare. But I do not accept you as my brother.
Oh.
Agreed. Kalu.
You should keep that up while you're in town.
Yeah. I was planning on it, but we figured you ought to know.
He turns,
Just
grabs
know
his
that I'm
cup.
gonna be. Oh.
Go ahead.
Just know that I'm gonna be here, trying to find out the most optimal thing to do with all the knowledge I can. And I know you've only just met me, but I hope you can respect that.
He nods.
I haven't come in here with a hard set opinion or plan of action. Not until I know everything I can. I canceled the party, guys. I'm sorry.
He turns around,
Party's still going on.
grabs his cup, his small little golden chalice of wine, begins sipping on it again. Well, when you're ready, then we have a party for the 5 of you to get to.
I'll put the shroud back on.
And he will lead the 6 of you with Astoria down back around to the shores, where a massive bonfire has been laid on the white sandy beaches of the basin here in front of you, and a massive table with boars that are roasting over the fires on like a rotisserie, with a man sitting there and turning them. There's a plethora of different types of veggies and meats, cheeses, casks of ale, bottles of wine. Let us feast. Where we'll end tonight's session.
I wanted to party.
Oh, go
That's a
ahead.
good one.
Go
I
there
had to
gets
give one
fucked
more
up.
shot of combat. One more shot of combat.
Oh yeah? One more shot of combat? Do you want to get a bar fight?
I'll just go
No.
punch somebody.
That was the shot. Is if Caleb's gonna start slicing me up. I really wanted to say when he said he cut me down, I really wanted to be like, you may try,
Bring it, bitch.
but it wasn't worth. It wasn't worth it.
Kothar's about to get fucked up on some boar and some ale.
Hida hasn't seen wine in this whole damn time. She about to go for it.
The whole party, Zamir is going to be letting it slip casually. She's going to pretend to be drunk and let it slip to everyone that she's a virgin.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
Mine's
That was
the
a really
bartender
fun
just
one.
came in chat. Hey, Emma, would you like to mind spike the bartender?
Too perfect.
And I have managed to stay out of poverty, channel point poverty.
Did you guys know in ancient Rome there used to be like wine DJs where like they would get a whole bunch of wine, and depending on how the party was going, like if the party wasn't lively enough, they would pour the wine in the cask full on. But if the party was getting like too wild, they would water it down, and then they would like adjust throughout the night. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So like,
Nice.
isn't that crazy cool?
It's crazy.
I want to hire one of those.
I want to be one of those.
Good news.
I don't just leave the good wine in there.
Alrighty, guys. Thanks for joining us tonight. It was a fun session. No combat. Kothar has yet to be able to smite somebody. Sad day.
We
No
are
smoke.
not doing RP next session. I'm done.
No, you're not.
Good luck
You're
with
never
that.
done.
Good luck with that.
I'm always for the RP
We're
session.
time skipping 3 days so I can get my fucking axe.
No, I gotta make sure
Really?
everyone in this town knows that I'm a virgin.
I'm
God.
Oh boy.
You guys have a good night, and we'll
She's
see
gonna-
you next week.
Thank you, Matt.
Bye.
Bye.